Welcome back to Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog. Whoa, whoa! Gil finally back at work. Good to see you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Gil made it back.
Once I hit 1 million, man, I'm just like any black person at work, man. I quit. Shit, I only came back to get my check. Shit, it's like close to the first of the month.
The direct deposit has arrived.
Yeah.
God bless Underdog for always blessing it. Gil's a
Y'all
lot of
next month.
A lot of red in the arena, though, Gil. You know, it's the new San Fernando Valley out here. We don't play that.
Yeah, you all right?
What's happening, homie?
Oh, y'all don't know I'm sorry. Y'all don't know McDonald's colors. You know, this Mickey D colors, man.
I'm gonna go with the yellow.
You didn't make it. I just learned it, yeah.
Okay. I'm about to say, you can't shit on it. You got the letter too.
Huh?
You got that letter like you thought you was gonna make it?
Nah, I was too far to get that letter.
Oh, you didn't get the letter?
No.
You got a letter, Swaggy?
Yeah, I was like nominated. Was you nominated?
No, I was 99. I was happy to be 99.
Damn.
I didn't even know there was a McDonald's game.
They chose Aaron to follow over me.
And they gave you a letter?
UCLA Bruin, Aaron Aflalo, shout out.
Yeah, I mean, that was the right choice.
You've been saying that
They chose
for years,
wisely.
motherfucker.
What, I'm just saying.
You said that a long time ago.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
He got paid more than you, right?
Yeah.
Then it was the right choice.
Did you?
It was a wizard day. It was like, man, Aaron Follow got it. Why you can't get it? Remember that shit?
You was about to tell us that Aaron Aflalo.
Buy your agent. Yeah, you can't have the same agent going for the same two people.
Nah, I don't feel bad, man. I ain't make the McDonald's game either.
Yeah, we're
But none of us did.
no McDonald's All-Americans on this here couch, but this is Gil's Arena presented by Underdog. Whoop, whoop. Whoop. Back in the arena. After going to the McDonald's All-American game to support his son Alijah, we got Gilbert Arenas here in the building.
Well, you are one. You won now. Congrats, brother.
We are all McDonald's All-Americans now. You know, our son Alijah.
Yeah.
Our son. First son of Gil's Arena. On this side of the couch, NBA champion of the world, Swaggy P. Nick Young. Swaggy, I just got to point out, I'm really loving the show. You wrote it with the I love NY, but the NY is for Nick Young.
Yeah, you didn't.
Oh, that's clever.
They love me.
Yeah.
Are you saying it's sarcastic?
No, I said
or are
that's
you like
clever.
being my friend right now?
No, I
are
didn't
you
think
in
about it.
friend mode or are you like sarcastic?
No, friend mode. I was like, oh, that's clever. I like
Hey,
that.
thank you, man. I'll get you a shirt. No, I'm gonna make I love Georgia with the GA.
Facts. Because I was thinking GA, and then I hit it blank, so the fact that you remember, that's crazy.
I'm a little smarter than you. The special education took me further. I was in there longer, that's all.
Bus a little shorter. And we got a special guest making his first appearance in the arena. He's a comedian who's the host of Black Comedy in America. You may have seen him on season 4 or 5 of Insecure, or maybe on season 10 of Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's also got a comedy special called Underrated, available on Patreon. And you also may have seen him presenting his GOAT case on Cancel Court. I really appreciated that.
Hey, I love that.
Ryan Davis, welcome to Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog. Whoop, whoop.
See, I ain't been here, man.
Yeah, my smoke now.
No, you got to do it again.
Okay. Ryan Davis, welcome to Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog.
You got to get
We got the LeBron smoke and the Bronny smoke. We got 2 smoke sources now. But what's going on with you, Ryan? How you doing, brother?
No, I'm good, man. I'm good, yo. It's kind of surreal being here, yo, when you're a fan of this show. It's like, oh, this is really a real place, nigga. Oh, man. Nah, man. But I appreciate it, you know, get that kind of love from people who know sports. You know what I mean? Because I think my GOAT argument, I think I wrapped that up pretty well,
it was
man.
very, very well presented. The people have sided with you.
Let me see that. He was like, and one nigga just good at making spaghetti.
Yeah, man.
Even though it's the greatest spaghetti on the earth.
Italian, Chinese. You can make some spaghetti.
So you the best chef, you only got one dish.
One dish, nigga, the same recipe.
So you just dropped your comedy special, Underrated, on Patreon. You've been grinding for a long, long time, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We chatted a while ago, but I've been watching your whole trajectory, man. Really just blessed to see you doing all the things you're doing. So what's it been like seeing all your hard work pay off?
Oh, it's been crazy. You know, the one thing, and I'm sure Gil can relate to this, is whenever you're known for something, you get underestimated in other spaces. Like when you recently went on ESPN and other platforms and you dog walking these dudes in debates about sports, they're like, he's a player, he's a player, he's a player. He's like, nah, I pay attention to all of this. I know stats, I know scheme, I know everything. And I think being in the social media space and making like commentary or things that people look at as skits, they don't look at you as a stand-up like that, or they think that you switched over to stand-up. So whenever, the comedy special came out and people start gravitating to it the way that they are, it just, validated that, what I felt, that I was legitimate the entire time. So I think it's cool to see people finally get it, finally understand that I'm one of them ones when it comes to stand-up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there was a big, was probably like 2017, 18, when them skits started hitting the...
Yeah.
And they thought they were comedians trying to push out real comedians.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, I'm gonna do 15 minutes and then you close it for me.
Yeah. Hey, it was a lot of them, boy.
Yeah, I'll get the 100,000 and you're like 10.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna come see the show. I'm gonna do like 9 minutes. You gonna do 45, and I'm gonna give you $300. How that sound? And then I'm gonna take home 80,000.
Yeah. And I was talking with Bill about that, and he said, man, it's a weird space.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, they can't really do what y'all do yet.
Yeah.
You can do what they do.
Yeah.
Like, you can do short form comic without giving away the recipe, and that be the problem.
Yeah.
Right? You can't give out your short form jokes that you use for...
It's like, imagine if And One was selling more tickets than the NBA. You'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You niggas is paying to watch niggas kinda hoop like us? That's what it is. And, or if they did like celebrity basketball games and it was selling more than the NBA, and you'd be like, why y'all don't, this ain't even basketball for real. And like, but I like the guy. That's what it's turned into. And hopefully, comedy, goes back to, people paying attention to who's the best at doing it. And not to say that these people who do these sketches can't be the best or they aren't great in their own right. It's just that I just wish people would pay attention to who is really great at doing it on stage and understand it's a separate thing.
So in your opinion, who is the best?
Ali Sadiq is the king right now.
Okay.
In my eyes, he the king right now.
Okay.
A stand-up?
Stand up, I think he the king right now.
Okay.
I can't claim the crown. I don't think nobody's better than me, but as far as Earthquake had told me this a long time ago. It was like, if you're gonna criticize it from being inside, your body of work has to stand up to what you're criticizing. I think the body of work that I put out, underrated, this special that I have out now, it's one of the best comedy specials in the last 15 years, easily. But Ali has like 4 of the best comedy specials in the past 15 years. So I can't act like my one body of work trumps what he's doing. He's doing amazing shit.
See, there you go. That's what we be on the basketball shit.
Yeah.
Can't use these one-offs to trump people's body of work.
No, you can't.
We got a lot of basketball to get into.
And ready to do stand-up? That's all I heard. I gotta get on stage.
It don't pay like basketball.
I'm just seeing. We should see who's funnier on stage. Let's just see, can you get in front of I just want to see you get on stage and tell a couple jokes.
Why?
Let's see, can you do it? That shit look hard.
Am I gonna go first? If I go first, I'm gonna just tell all your jokes. How about that?
Gil always finding
I did it for this show. That shit's so hard, bro.
I know.
I was so scared.
I'm probably just sitting there just...
Yeah.
Hey, man, where the basketball at, man? Get to the basketball.
They was telling me jokes, too, in my ear. I was like, damn, this shit hard.
Just like our chat, where the basketball talk at, man?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know how.
We gonna get to it.
We got a lot to get to. So for all the fans out there, we still got 2 viewing options for you, our traditional version, mobile vertical version. Pick whichever you want to watch. Just make sure you support the show. Here's what's cracking in the arena today. AD had his best game in a Mavs uniform to keep them in the playoff hunt. What message are the Mavs sending the league, even without Kyrie? Carmelo Anthony headed to the Hall of Fame as a first ballot selection. So we got to give Melo his flowers on this very show. And it's a 2-man race for MVP with less than 2 weeks remaining in the season. Does SGA deserve more credit for the historic season the Thunder are having right now? Obviously, we saw Joker with the 60-point triple-double. Everybody prisoners of the moment. A lot of people put Joker ahead of SGA, but SGA's body of work this season, some remarkable, not to say that Joker is Disney because he's doing historic stuff as well. But before we get into all that, As always, this show is brought to you by Underdog. Go ahead, download the app. Use promo code GIL. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a special pick'em. And the Lakers play tonight, so you know what that means. Underdog dropping a Luka Doncic discount every game he plays for the remainder of the regular season. That's right, we're dropping specials for every single Luka game, including tonight's game against the Warriors. It's going to be turned up at Staples Center. A lot on the line right now. The Luka special continues to hit, so take advantage of that. Just use the QR code on screen or check any of Underdog socials to claim your offer for tonight's game. So now we would normally do Gil's partner pack since you're back in the arena. You decided to come back and join us at work. But Gil, you wanted to try something different today since we got to 1 million subs. We see the balloons here on the couch. So
All right,
get to it.
My man, Berm.
Our favorite Caucasian. He is.
Damn, I be looking good on his face now. I don't even know why I got
This
married.
dude's so arrogant.
No, I'm just saying, I don't know why I got married looking like that. Hey, man, how you doing, man? I'm gonna just be honest, Berm. Like, usually when I FaceTime, it's usually ladies, but unfortunately, it's you. We need to do some business here. Hey, since we did break 1 million, can we got Luka special. Can we get a LeBron special?
That's a good man right there.
I mean, did you see what Rashad took us for last night?
Hey, listen, I heard he was getting fired because of that. And unfortunately, people don't know. Rashad partner pack hit last night. And it cost y'all $500,000?
Damn.
A couple $100K for sure, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna take it out of his check.
We are now in debt.
I hope so.
We are now in debt.
Five.
It was, you can win 22 times your bread. He did a 4 pick'em. They hit.
Oh, and yeah.
We're going to talk about it in a second.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all didn't put mine on. That was plus like what, 2? Yeah, you wasn't winning shit.
We want more Underdog's bread, though, for the people.
So yeah.
For the people though, and a Gillian subs,
Yes.
let's do a little LeBron gimme pick tonight.
Oh!
Appreciate it.
Yes, Underdog.
Yeah.
Got you guys. Got you, chat.
Gil is good, ladies
All right,
and
man.
gentlemen.
Look, y'all
Gil is
take a
good.
couple shots on the house, man. We'll pay for it. 'Cause-
Gil is good all the time. All the time,
Appreciate
Gil
you
is
guys.
good.
All right, we'll make it back up to you.
I hope so.
So we got a LeBron promo.
See you guys.
Pick 'em coming on Underdog tonight. Thanks to Gil for all of y'all. Like Gil just mentioned, if you watched the show yesterday and rode with Shaw's partner pack, you made the right move. Those who tailed the pick made 22 times their bread here on Underdog. Shout out to Mr. Cemetery Larry for these picks. Yeah, 22.35 times your bread.
Hey.
Ran Underdog's pockets.
Hey, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I know they was like, this black mother.
Yeah.
Ooh, I know he got called all kind of names, boy.
Perhaps one in particular. No, I'm kidding. But shout out to Shot Partner Pack. We do these partner packs pretty much every day on the show. It's in your best interest to rock with them.
Wait, put that back up?
Paolo,
put that back
can we
up.
put that partner pack back up? Oh, it's
Okay, number 1's easy.
Yeah.
Number 1's easy. I'm a Hornets fan. We miss a lot of shots.
Yeah,
you know
but
Mark.
he get that. What? I'm
You know
trying to
Mark is
figure out
gonna
how
get
that
10 and a
get.
half.
How did that
Sabonis?
get 22? Probably Sabonis.
AD, you just never know.
Yeah, that's easy too.
Oh, he don't rebound. But
Yeah.
Trae Young
he
in the-
probably got 13 assists
I'm like,
or
yeah,
something.
that was.
Dang, Trae Young don't rebound like that.
I know that's what I'm
14
saying.
and a half.
Yeah. 14 with assists. Yeah, I mean, okay. That was good. That was a good pick, shit.
How many assists he had yesterday? That's crazy.
Enough to make that partner pack hit.
Anthony Davis.
But as always, join the Underdog family.
don't
Download
think
the app.
The Anthony Davis one.
Yeah, the
You don't think he
double-double.
gonna
No,
play?
because he hasn't played long enough to
Yeah.
get a double-double.
Yeah.
Shout out to AD. We're going to talk about him in a second, but if you want to get down with Underdog, download the app, use promo code GIL, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a special pick'em.
Oh.
And if you can't watch the show on YouTube, even though I'm telling you on YouTube, we have audio versions available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. So as a reminder, Gil has been nominated for a Webby Award in the Creator Sports category. We have been nominated. We were honored.
Too?
We just got honored, Gil. That means we didn't make the top 5, we made the top 7. So we just get a courtesy pat on the back.
You better win this shit for us.
Wait, hold on, man.
So now it's up to you, Gil. You got to carry the show.
You get
Okay.
your-
Who the fuck else is they? Like, I'm sorry. Like, what other shows are y'all actually voting for?
I hope Club 520 all the smoke, and then we're in the mix, because if not, it's going to be a situation. Webby Awards.
I mean, I personally got 2 Webby awards already. But,
Oh, well, look at you. Well, look at you.
My personal too. So I'm like MJ in the 80s, man. These are all individual awards.
Well, support Gil by voting for him in the link in the chat. Voting is open until Thursday, April 17th. As I mentioned, Gil's Arena was honored. It is obviously a tremendous achievement to even be honored. People watching the show, thank you for everybody in the chat for the support. But again, vote for Gil. You got till Thursday, April 17th. There's a link in the chat. So Gil, we see the sweatshirt, we see the shoes, coordination. The reason you were missing from the show the last 2 days because you were watching your son Alijah ball out in the McDonald's All-American game. Let's take a look at some highlights if we can. That's you courtside. You sitting next to Carlos Boozer. Shout out Melly, also in the building. A little slow in the first half, but then he got to work. He got that nice bucket right there. Then he said, "Oop," hit him with it. That's when you knew right there, like, okay, he came to do something. Alijah had 11 points in just 13 minutes of action. His West squad took home the win by a score of 105-92. Gil, you were actually on the phone with Steve, if I'm not mistaken, at that point. Steve was like, yeah, Gil's on the phone with me here. I was like, yeah, he called me earlier. I told him, Alijah wasn't playing that much. I'm watching Steph.
Yeah.
I'm watching the Steph 50 piece, but I turned it back over just in time to see some cooking. But man, this was obviously, I know, a tremendous moment for you, tremendous moment for everybody in Gil's Arena to watch Alijah out there doing his thing. And then let's talk about another moment that happened in the game. When he was at the line, shooting his free throws, you see him get fouled right there. He busted out. Oh, wait. Let's not talk about that first. I'm fucking up. First and foremost, what was it like for you sitting courtside watching your son play in the McDonald's All-American game?
I mean, it was crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. Just to see, the same sorry kid that touched the basketball for the first time, turn into, someone who's top 24 in his class, in the country. I mean, just for any parent who has a kid that's that good, being there in these rare moments that a lot of us don't get. Right, like this, we, made it to the NBA and, had, great success. But, these are those milestones. Man. And I remember having a conversation with all of them and say, hey, man, listen, this is just one step. This is just one door, right? Your career doesn't define your career, right? When you get to the next level, there's people who didn't make it that's going to be coming for y'all, right? So y'all got to get better every single day, every single level, because it just doesn't stop here. And all the kids are like, yeah, I understand. Because I was like, there's a motherfucker that didn't get picked here that's looking at y'all like, yeah, y'all in my spot. And you got to worry about those kids too. So, enjoy it, have fun, but then.
Yeah. We're going to talk about one of those kids later in the show. But for us, we were here when the McDonald's rosters were announced. Alijah came through with Mickey D's for the whole crew. Some of that spicy-ass Sprite and all that good stuff. We're here for his college announcement as well. But let's go back to a moment in the game. We saw him get fouled in that clip. But let's see what happened when he went to the free throw line. So when Alijah was at the line, like father, like son, he busted out a very familiar free throw routine. This is a 60-point game right here, right?
I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm just glad he made it. To pay homage to your dad and miss is crazy.
He would have got packed up by the internet. So did you know Alijah was going to do that free throw routine during the game?
That's been his free throw routine since he was little.
Okay.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's his free throw routine. You know what I mean?
And were you nervous at all watching him shoot that free throw? Like Ryan said, if he would have missed.
He missed the first one.
Well, hey,
I already knew that.
He only showed the second.
I was like, yeah, he about to miss this. But that's been his free throw routine. Since he started.
Okay.
Like father, like son, he missed free throws too. That's when LeBron tapped him on the chest.
Damn.
LeBron said, "What's up, my dog?" He was trying to do that shit. He was wrapping it around and shit. Just wrapping it.
Oh man.
That's what I like about our kids. Our kids do mimic our behavior.
See how far you go? You don't do that.
I'm just saying, your son do the same thing you was doing. Sitting on the bench.
I knew you was gonna say. I knew
he ain't good enough to get in the game like the real.
You don't talk about my son.
No, I'm just saying.
See, he bringing up family problems with family people.
He getting right, Nick. Okay, we got faith in him.
You
I
know,
got faith in him. He'll get right.
I feel no shame.
Breaking me down
My son
in front
can't
of
even
my
dribble. Yo,
Neither.
Nice, isn't it?
nah, yo.
How old is your son?
My son is 7.
Oh, ooh,
Yeah, he's 7.
okay. Well,
Hey, that makes sense.
Nah,
How old is Nick Jr.?
he not ever gonna be good. Go
You
ahead.
never know.
Nah, you really don't.
You never,
really
nah,
don't.
serious, you never
know.
know.
Okay.
Like, as I said, Elijah right here, when he was 10, 11, he didn't play basketball, and
Yeah.
I was like, ooh,
He
yeah,
used
this
to
ain't
play
your
around.
sport.
Yeah.
But you know what he got? You know what he got?
All right.
Genetics. That can kick in at any time. Yeah, my son, you know, if he get the good side of my genetics, he'll be like 5'7". He'll be 5'7".
the good side.
Yeah. If he get the good side, you know what I mean. That'll make him taller than 80% of my family, I think.
We gotta talk about one more thing. I see your phone blowing up. Everybody
Yeah.
see you on Gil's Arena right now. You have people hitting you up before the show.
So you wasn't like LeVar Ball, huh? You wasn't trying to get to the NBA.
No,
Them big ones.
No. I immediately started handing my children books. I knew what time it was. It wasn't. My kids are the least athletic kids you'll ever see, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to their mom passing that down. They don't have it, man. I mean, silly stuff, man. You can take them to I take my son to go play laser tag. He had a gun pointed at him. I was like, your coordination is awful. Yeah, he's trampoline parks, man. They quit. They ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing in them, man. I'm rocket scientist is what I got. Cool.
Hey, is your girl and are they sisters?
He disrespecting my family.
I'm just saying, it sounds like the same.
Nah, Nick nice and Nick is nice.
Let's talk about one more.
You heard that?
One more special moment.
Top 5. He's
I'm just saying, you sounding like LeBron James.
Nice is number 1 in the nation.
My son is better than 95% of the NBA. So, yeah, okay.
So
You said, wait, what?
my son number 1 in the nation.
And what?
Nice is.
Oh, nice.
Nick like top 50.
Okay. Let's talk about a special moment happened at the end of the game. You and Alijah swapped jerseys with each other. We got the video. Let's check it out.
You just pray.
You posted this on your No Chill Gil 0 Twitter account. So everybody on Twitter, go ahead and follow Gil at his No Chill Gil 0 Twitter account, not to be confused with his No Chill Gil IG account. But you and Alijah did the jersey swap. So we talked about this a little on the show yesterday, Gil, but I need to know, did you walk around New York City with that musty McDonald's jersey on?
No, you see, I got a nice little fit under there. You know, I got a little matching fit. You know what I mean?
Wait.
No, I took it off and, you know.
That was a Valley All-Star jersey? What kind of jersey swap was that? Because you didn't do the McDonald's, so...
No, I had McDonald's. I give you the one I bought. You give me the real one, goddammit. You don't throw this out or whatever. Give this to your mama or something. Yeah.
That's smart.
I had to
That's smart.
think. That motherfucker gonna be on eBay, boy. No. I need that in the wall right here. That's why I had to get a hold of
Yeah,
that.
that's smart.
That's smart, right? Yeah.
I feel like...
You feel that? Yeah, I know. You know.
I might get it. When he go number 1 to the Hornets, I'm a bid for that thing.
Don't wish
you
that.
don't.
Hey,
Please.
Yeah.
Don't wish the...
It's my team. I got it. Look, they've been bothering me for season tickets all week. I'm like, why? I'm gonna just go to the games. There's like 9 games I want to go to.
Just 9.
And there's like 9. There's, you know, because even in our division, there ain't a bunch of teams I want to see in our division.
That's true.
LeBron come once a year. You know what I mean? You hope he play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. Nah, I ain't doing season
That
tickets.
is a game he might not play for sure.
That's unfortunate. But
Yeah.
once
I
again,
seen Nick at a game. It was Luka first game. As a Laker, yeah. He was closer
Real
to
Laker
me, so
fan.
he ain't see me, but I saw him. I saw him at the game.
What was he sitting?
Oh no, he was closer to me. He was a few rows. in front of
Why
me.
you want to talk about me?
No.
Leave me alone. Damn.
Hey, nah, because you get these underdog checks, right? Yeah. Get your
My
clothes.
dog. My dog.
Yeah.
shout out to
Appreciate
Underdog. All right, we got some real basketball to get into, but shout out to Alijah, McDonald's All-American game. Swaggy, he'll be following your footsteps going to USC. Distinguished alumni, OJ, Reggie Bush.
We would try to go to break all your records, but we're not planning on staying that long.
I don't want him to stay that long.
We're not trying to stay to our junior, senior year. That's crazy.
Like you, right?
I was a sophomore.
Damn, you was a sophomore?
Yeah, I was out of there. You know, I was projected to be like 50 or senior, but you know,
Yeah.
I had other plans.
I don't know. I remember, man. I'm a Duke fan.
remember.
Beat y'all. But you got a game. I was just good.
You did do good. How much you had in the tournament?
In a tournament?
Yeah.
I was killing in the tournament.
He was killing.
It was?
I was killing in the tournament.
Why Richard Jefferson say that then?
Because he had that one good game.
Oh, okay.
And this is the one.
Well, let's get into some,
That one off. You know?
some contemporary current basketball. So after John Morant made a finger gun gesture at the Warriors bench late in Tuesday night's game, ESPN is reporting that the NBA looked into the incident. But as a reminder, let's take a look at what happened. Gil, I don't even know if you saw this, Gil, if you was here. I know you're on the internet all the time. But did the finger gun gesture at the Warriors bench. Buddy Hield did it back. So according to the report, the league also looked into the gesture that Buddy Hield did from the Warriors bench. Refs gave double text to John Hill during the game. The league spoke with both parties after conducting an investigation, issued warnings, but ruled that the celebrations were not intended to be violent in nature. So the league also told Ja and Buddy that they were inappropriate and should refrain from doing them again. So in response to the controversy and all the talk surrounding it, Ja tweeted this yesterday. He said, Ja this, Ja that, crying, laughing emoji. So obviously anytime the Ja situation comes up, Gil, people talk about yourself. Everybody who has Google probably knows why. But any concern that Ja hasn't learned his lesson yet?
I mean, he's learned his lesson. He ain't been caught on film holding a gun. So he's learned
That is
his
a
lesson.
positive. That is a positive of the situation.
What was they investigating?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, did they not know the size of the gun? It looked big.
Yeah.
Like who it was pointing at? I mean, we can see, you know, probably double barrel shotgun if you ask me.
But how do you feel like if you Ja? Like, ain't you tired of it? Don't make you want to get up for basketball sometimes?
Well, I know this sounds crazy. This might sound crazy to y'all. But what if this nigga's really gangster? Like, why does no one ever consider that might be the case? What if he can't stop?
He's addicted to the game.
Yeah, what if he can't stop?
I don't know how many gangsters are that rich.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many gangsters lost $50 million doing non-gangster shit.
Yeah.
There's nothing gangster about holding your gun like this at the strip club. Like, so,
The noisy cricket.
you know, there's a time and place, and I don't really.
I be catching that little slick.
Yeah,
What
he
you
do.
doing, Josiah?
He do. I promise.
All the time he's sneaking in.
I just try to sneak stuff.
No, but I mean, it's just there's just certain things you can't do if your job. Same thing, you know, with me. There's just certain gestures you just can't do.
Yeah. You can't have it in the locker room either. What you gotta do is
Touche.
Yeah. What you gotta do. I think some things are not as bad as others. I really feel like he can't stop. I really feel like it's his default setting to like he don't even know how to point.
Yeah.
He don't know how to point with one finger. I think it's just his default setting. For real. I think we might need to embrace that he can't stop. Like he got a problem for real. He got a problem for real.
Just pulling out on people, huh?
Yeah, it's just, man, you know what'd be cool right now? Gun fingers. I think
For
that's
no
how his
reason,
brain
though.
works.
I mean, it seemed reactionary though. You got Buddy Hill doing it to him. Or maybe he was just insulted that Buddy Hill would do that.
Yeah, but you see Draymond talking to the ref. He just did this.
Yeah, I did.
That's crazy.
I thought he was talking to.
He was
No,
talking to the ref.
Draymond
He's
was
trying to
telling.
shoot us. Draymond.
He was
trying to
telling.
shoot us.
Yeah.
He gonna shoot me.
He had a gun, bro.
He said, you don't see him?
It's the Super Soaker 5000.
To get, I know you always have loopholes at your That wasn't a gun, it was a super
No, I'm just
soaker.
saying, if they asked you that stupid ass question, so what was it? Was a Super Soaker 3000. Like, what kind of?
Yeah.
Like, what's the fucking point of calling me about this shit, man? It's a celebration or whatever. We just gesturing around here. Same thing with the throat or same
Yeah.
thing. Stewie doing this shit. That sounds more. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'll be afraid of Stewart doing this shit right here.
Yeah.
Versus Ja doing this.
Because Stewart's really gonna fight you.
Facts.
Yeah.
And we know what this means. When we get in the back, motherfucker, I'm taking off, and I don't want those problems, right? So, you know, I'm just saying.
But don't Mikal Bridges do it too, though?
Which one?
The three, when he hit a three, he do.
Three.
Yeah.
But it's three.
But it's still
John Morant be like, I'm gonna shoot you in the parking lot. That's what like. It's what he's saying too.
Yeah,
It's
you can't point a gun at Steph.
Yeah.
Or his team.
No, that was Buddy Hield. That was the only reason. It was like, who was that at? It was like Buddy Hield. Oh, it's just a warning.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a warning. It's Buddy Hield. I thought you did that to Curry.
I think people also aren't paying attention to, like, that was a point in this season where Memphis was at the top of the league. They were the top of the West, and there was no coverage on it. That's another thing that Ja's doing to his team that people aren't paying attention to. Oh, yeah. Like, he could have, like, halfway through the season, he should have been in some MVP talks.
Not MVP.
No.
He missed a lot of games, though.
Yeah. He gotta. This is that year where they pretend you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then, like, next year, they're like, oh, little Ja. And then the following year is when Ja get his name back.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if Memphis had stayed at the top, we would still only hear about him pointing at people. No one even is paying attention to his performance. He's not having a bad season by any means.
It's Memphis.
Yeah, it's messed up.
No, I'm just, when we think about Memphis' name in the last 3 or 4 years is Ja and his troubles, Dillon Brooks doing the shit Dillon Brooks was doing.
Poking bears.
Yeah, and then...
Yeah.
Taylor Jenkins getting fired.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was the coach's name. I mean, just be honest, until you put it in the rundown, I had to look it up. I didn't even know who the coach.
Nah, I knew what he was. I knew who he was. I just didn't know his name. I saw the picture. I was like, that's the Memphis.
Yeah.
Didn't know his name. Right?
Nah, I didn't know his name.
Nobody care about the coach, man. Or the assistant coaches or the trainer.
Yeah, I like, that's the dude Ja be pointing the gun at in practice. Know who that dude is.
But in all sincerity, considering what Ja has dealt with in the past, not a good look for him to do. I don't think it's a big deal by any stretch of the imagination. We see a lot of guys doing it. We saw guys doing it during March Madness. We see him doing it at any court you go to in any AAU game across the country.
They did this shit in the Olympics.
Yeah.
It was
the Turkish shooter, though.
I know, but what I'm saying is because he was so cool with it, that became everyone's symbol of, like, cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Right? You got everybody was doing that, and it was fine. So you got to either accept it or don't across the board.
I think he needs to change his nickname.
That's kind of...
Nah, see, if he changed his nickname to, like, Ja Wick, for real, like, he was like, nah, I'm just copying Wick. That's the thing. It's not like gangster. It's like cinematic. It's a movie. Yeah. I think he can get away with it easier. It's his attachment. I think it's the attachment to, like, that culture that makes it so negative. Because you don't think of Mikal Bridges like that at all. That's what I'm saying. He can do that.
What's his nickname?
Who?
Ja.
12, he goes, there's a few nicknames.
Yeah.
12 is police, though. But he's Gen Z. All this Gen Z, they know.
Fuck police.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a nice little group that feels the same way.
Yeah, so all of them young motherfuckers.
Facts. Man, just get back to the gritty, man. You know, the kids love you.
Yeah.
Man. Or if you're going to do the little gun, then do it with the gritty.
Then it look happy. Yeah.
You got to put it in and pull it out. Wow.
It's age appropriate.
I think that's the problem. He don't holster it, and that be the real issue with it, that he don't actually holster it back. So they just think it's wild with it, but that's my guy, though. Yeah, you got to put the safety back on.
If he had pointed
It wasn't
up,
loaded.
maybe it wouldn't be so, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Looking dead in your
Then
eyes.
it's like your son at laser tag.
Yeah, no, this nigga awful. He almost beat me, though, because I was fat.
You did lose a lot of weight.
I'm down 75 this year.
Ozempic?
Why is that the first thought ever, dog? No.
Gil's in.
Damn!
No. And I'm not going to diss anybody who uses Ozempic. Do whatever it takes to get where you need to be. But nah, man, it was old-fashioned diet and exercise, bro.
Yeah, that's what I be saying, too.
Yeah, I can't do Ozempic. I'm a nerd, bro. I'm a nerd, so I have to research anything before I touch it. The only thing that I put in my body without, like, researching was McDonald's. But other than that, I try to pay attention to it, and there was some research that was like, you know, you lose muscle mass doing certain stuff, and I couldn't afford to lose muscle mass because it was the only thing keeping me from looking fatter than I actually was. So, yeah, no, you put some muscle in it, it holds it up. So that was the only thing to keeping the stomach from hitting the thighs, bro. So, it was raw vegan diet. Shout out to my man D Herbs. The show is actually on YouTube. It's called I Can. And I'm doing this weight loss program. I'm losing 100 pounds in 4 months.
God damn.
Eating what?
Raw vegan, just fruits and vegetables, dog. Haven't had cooked food in 3 months.
So nothing cooked. Wait.
Nothing
No
cooked.
cooked?
No, nothing. Just fruits, vegetables, 2-a-day workouts.
Wait. All right, nothing cooked, but is it hot food? You can eat some hot food or no?
No, good.
Can't put it in the
How does
microwave?
food get hot, Nick?
I'm saying a microwave. You can put it in the microwave.
What does microwaves do to food, Nick?
But you said raw food. That don't mean it gotta be cooked. You can eat some raw.
What does a microwave do to the food, Nick?
Raw vegan diet don't mean.
Why won't you answer my question, man? What?
No, it
what's
don't.
going on?
I was on a raw vegan diet.
You
I
what?
ate some hot shit.
Yo.
I ate some hot.
Yo.
Want to that?
That's not the
Yeah.
same as hot, right?
So if you
STD
take
is
some-
not hot.
So
That's
if
what
in
I'm
a
talking about.
sense.
That's what I'm talking about.
that's
Right? That's
burning.
what you fucking with.
It
It's
was
not-
burning.
I know, it was hot.
If you take something that's not cooked and you put it in the microwave and take it out, what happens?
Well, if you leave it on the counter, it's gonna get hot too. So.
No, it ain't. It's gonna be room temperature. That is not.
It's still not cold. So what is not cold?
Why you just
You know what? You know
What is
what?
not
You know
cold?
what just hit me? My son can't go to USC.
That's the problem. Then.
Can't go to
How
US.
did you get in?
Yeah, because I'm sitting here like, and I was giving you props with the I love Georgia. I was like, that was quick to get Gilbert a ring. So I was like, this nigga's smart.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, I'm like,
I still
this
support
nigga
you,
must
Swaggy.
really
Don't
could
you
hoop.
gotta say I can't eat raw vegetable diet? I mean raw vegan.
You're just gonna keep going with it, huh?
No, I'm really like. So that means no hot food, raw vegan. So if somebody tell me I'm raw vegan, that mean no hot food.
Yeah, because it's raw. You can't cook it.
I thought
And
it
it's
meant. I
vegan-
thought it meant you just
and
can't
vegan
eat
no-
meat.
and-
Like I thought, like
That's just vegan.
vegetables and like you can warm up pasta. I started thinking like pasta. Like what if I wanted some pasta?
Vegetarian.
Ain't that the-
Vegetarian is just no.
He clearly said vegetables and fruit.
Keep prolonging this, cause I'm not gonna say I was wrong.
Not
so
pro-
you wanna keep going?
No, we figured that out.
All this brother knowledge shit, man. Nigga wanna be Mr. Polite, brother polite.
I
and
thought
shit.
you was asking me a question because you wanted to know. I didn't know you wanted me to agree with you. In that case, start it over. Ask me again.
That's what I was saying. I must
Ask me
go-
what's
go-
raw vegan.
Nothing. No.
Raw vegan is shit you can put in the microwave.
It is.
For real.
I knew it. I knew it,
Yeah.
'cause I've
Sometimes
seen
it's hot,
somebody do that.
sometimes it's not. Yeah.
Well, speaking of being hot and being not, Anthony Davis and the Mavs hosted the Hawks last night as Dallas tried to maintain position in the play-in race. Let's take a look at some highlights if we can, please. My good friend Paolo. So AD balled out, 34 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 blocks in 30 minutes of work. He took an accidental elbow from Daniel Gafford early in the game, and after he went back to the locker room to get some stitches, he got back to getting buckets. So to round out his dominant performance, we're going to take a look at some of that first. Look at these Mavs. Everybody minus Kyrie, of course, but got Lively back out there, got Gafford back out there, AD back out there doing his thing. Look at, that's a number one option right there. He got the keys.
Clay.
Talking about these Mavs too, obviously a disappointing, frustrating season, especially with the departure of Luka Doncic in the trade. But they got AD.
Hey.
And he was looking good with the big bandage over his eye.
Damn.
4 stitches. Still got Clay doing his thing as well. You see it.
Yeah.
But game on the line, tied 118 apiece. AD drove to the hoop, hit what would be the game-deciding bucket. Go-ahead basket with 3.4 seconds remaining. Trae Young had a chance to try to tie it up, just a little bit short.
Is that and one? Oh, is that 3 free throws?
No.
No, it was not. You see AD came up with the big defensive stop to close out the game, seal the win for the Mavs. After the game, Klay Thompson said this about AD. He said, to have a closer and a two-way player like Anthony, we all rally around him. We go as he goes. He's obviously our best player, so he did what he was supposed to do. That was incredible. So high praise from the 4-time NBA champ. right there. The Mavs are 5-1 with AD in the lineup this season. Start with you, Swaggy. How happy are you to see AD back hooping as a number one option?
Oh, man, right there, seeing that game last night, it does give you confidence in Dallas. You know, AD's always been a great player. You know, it just happened he got traded for Luka, somebody that people see is better or could be potentially be better. But
Well, I mean, just given Luka's resume so far in this league, it's not a hard argument.
That's what I'm
with the
saying.
first
You
team
know,
all
I don't
NBA
want
selection.
to. I didn't want to.
We're not bashing AD.
Yeah, I didn't want to
I'm
bash him. That's why. So, but AD, if Kyrie was playing and AD was playing like this, you know, ain't too many bigs doing them type of moves AD doing out there. He looked like bubble AD right there. So if he can do this next year and if Kyrie come back, they get a good draft pick or get KD like you think so, I think they'll be good.
So, Ryan, let's shift over to you. Obviously, AD had some injuries this season. First game back playing with the Mavs. Got hurt in that game, but was cooking. Has now come back. They're 5-1 with him in the lineup. What you think about AD out there, ball?
I just love him showing every facet of his game.
Yeah.
You know, showing you the scoring, the rebounding, the defense, the injury. Like he did all of it in one game. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite part about watching AD from time to time. But I think he's reminded people since he's been back in Dallas that he's a top 10 player without a doubt. You know, I think sometimes, you know, you be under the allure of LeBron James that people forget just how great you are. And I think he is a better fit for this Dallas team the way it's constructed than Luka was. It's not, I think both teams, if people forget that Mavs team was around 5'6" in the rank, and then everybody got hurt. And if everybody doesn't get hurt, that team is probably better constructed than the Lakers are to win right now.
You talking about?
Yeah. Now, the Lakers made some trades after the Luka trade that made the team more formidable now. But initially, when that trade went through, that was a better. I saw with the first game that he played before he got hurt his lower abdomen or groin or whatever, that fit is great. Because one, he's an amazing defender, but he also have real bigs behind him. He has Gafford and Lively behind him, and he doesn't have to hover around the rim so much. Like even when he plays defense on Trey on the last, shot, he can do that and it doesn't leave the paint unprotected. And I think that works very well for the Mavericks. In a way he couldn't do that with the Lakers. He came out of the paint when he was in LA, somebody's getting a free layup.
So, Gil, let's shift it over to you. I know you had some thoughts about AD. Thought he probably should have just shut it down so they could get a better draft pick. But you see AD out there now. Mavs 5-1 with him playing dominant performance last night against the Hawks. Obviously not high-level elite NBA team, but still good nonetheless to see him back out there doing it. What do you think about AD as a number one option with this Mavs squad?
AD being a number one option or not has nothing to do with the franchise making a smart decision. Right, him winning games, y'all get into the playoffs, and you mess up your draft pick that you inherited by all this bad mojo that's going around in that city, right? I mean, it's just like any stock, right? Sometimes you gotta take the option that's there. So him playing and winning games doesn't actually help them, right? Because you get a top 5 pick because your season was fucked up. You can leverage that against any team, this summer to get what you actually need. So just doing it, knowing that you don't have this is not a championship roster, right? You're skating into the playoffs to then get pushed out first seed, maybe second. First round or second round, but you're not going to win a championship. So if I'm not going to win a championship, what is the point? I'm going to be exactly how San Antonio was when they got Tim Duncan. Everybody just stays seated. We lose, we go down, we get the top 3 picks. In this year's draft, those top 4 picks are game changers.
Well, the Mavs' odds of getting the top 4 pick obviously significantly decline with their success, but
Success of what? The last 6 games?
what I'm saying is it wasn't a high probability they were going to get a top 4 pick, top 5 pick.
These last 6 games going 5-1, obviously.
You don't think
With AD,
but you don't think this just brung some type of positive energy inside that arena? Like, did you see them fans last night? They need something. I feel like that's what AD was thinking. He wasn't thinking draft pick. I think everybody came back just to give the fans something, man. They can criticize, kill. You see,
I'll pose this to you, Gil. Do you think there is any value in him showing that the Mavericks are in good hands with him and giving confidence back to the fans?
Good. Yeah, you can first 3 quarters, fourth quarters. Yeah, go. Cool. I don't need you to win games.
So you're saying ball out,
I don't need you to win games.
but you could have did without the game winner.
Yes. Nobody realizes. Nobody realizes how Houston got all those picks. How they was getting those picks. Y'all don't remember, they traded Westbrook, got John Wall, right? What do they do? John Wall, stay home. I don't need you to come in here, start winning enough games to get us out of this lottery pick.
Yeah.
So sit your ass home. We're going to pay for you to sit home. Then we get these picks. That's exactly what happened.
They paid a lot for him to stay.
Yeah, I'm paying you a lot for my future. So with AD, I already lost Kyrie. I got rid of fucking Grimes, right? So I know you're feeling good. If you want to go out there and play first couple quarters, minute restriction, cool. But you can get the top 4 pick, top 5 pick. That pick right there, if you don't need it, you can use that against someone who's trying to listen.
It's hard to lose
Phoenix
into the
Suns.
bottom 5. There's some bad teams
what
in the
I'm
league
saying.
right now,
Y'all
bro.
was one of them.
Huh?
Y'all
But
one
they
of
still
them.
not gonna make the playoffs though, Gil.
So, but that's what I'm saying. You're good enough not to get the reward.
Ninth seed right now.
That's
so
just
they-
like being the tallest midget. Like you.
I think they
What are you bragging about?
I think they could have dropped to top 10, 8 maybe, but
I mean,
top
looking
5,
at a pick
they
in like
would've had-
a
yeah.
6 to 10 range, realistically, the chances of getting a top 4 pick very slim.
Okay, 6 to
regardless.
10. Now, where are you going to be now? 15 to 20?
But at
Why
the-
would you even do that? For what?
Yeah,
I look at the
that's
business
significantly
part.
different.
That's a big difference.
It's a huge
They're not gonna
difference.
be.
That 6 pick, I can use this 6 pick.
Yeah.
They still gonna be in a lot.
Know what I'm saying? No, they're not. By the time they finish, not going to be a lot. I can use this 6 pick. And hey, Phoenix, y'all trying to do something? I got the 6 pick, and I got this player with you. What's up?
So you think that they have a chance to actually make the playoffs now? They're in the 9th spot right now.
No.
Probably where they'll stay. There's too big of a margin for them in the 8th seed. But if they mess around, win that 9-10 playing game, and have a chance to play for the 8th seed,
Fucking rock out. Do you, AD?
But I tell you this, let's say by some miracle, they get that 8th seed and they beat OKC. Is it worth it?
No.
Not even moving forward, like the excitement that it would give. Just to the city.
The excitement this year versus excitement next year. It's
Yeah,
good to-
I was about to say it still wouldn't matter because they were in the finals last year. So
You know what I mean? It doesn't do nothing for you.
it does. It still doesn't do anything unless they win the finals. You're not gonna, put a Band-Aid on losing Luka. I think
But
about
it shows though. If AD did something crazy like that,
Yeah.
that shows.
Shows me
something.
what?
That's
Now, if he
damn
get back
near
to if he get back to Pelican AD,
Man,
where he was giving
what?
people 40 in the playoffs and all that.
Forget about Luka.
But you just got traded for a guy who was giving us 33, 9, and 9, and we went to the finals.
With
So
Kyrie,
unless you
though.
get us to the finals,
That's
it doesn't
Kyrie.
matter. It doesn't-
In their defense, though, I went to that first Laker game that Luka had. He was fat.
yeah.
He was the first person I saw with his jersey tucked in and bloused out so you can't see the stomach. I'd never seen
He
that
got real
before.
slim quick, didn't he?
He did. Ozempic.
Them LA diet pills do a good job for you, right? No, I'm just saying, just me personally, like I'm looking at just the whole aura of it, and the end result is this. Can we, the real question that we ask ourselves, can we win a championship this year with this team? If the answer is
not
no,
without Kai.
then I'm not just going to be good enough to make anybody happy.
well, but isn't that a lot of teams in the league though?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's only realistically 4 or 5 teams that
But-
maybe can say that they can compete for
Yeah,
the
but
chip.
but what I'm saying is our team right now, we're at a good point where we'll be the best team in the lottery.
Yeah.
But
We will beat Golden State when they got a goddamn the second pick of the draft. We can beat San Antonio when we can beat the Lakers when they got Magic Johnson. The dynasties are built because of something happened bad the year before and they took advantage of it.
I tell people that all the time. Dynasties are built through injury. Dynasties are built through injury and bad trades from years before that somehow you end up in the lottery and you have Tim Duncan and David Robinson, Magic Johnson, and you know what I mean, and Kareem, or you drafted, like people forget the Golden State dynasty is made because Steph got hurt. When Steph got hurt, he signed a terrible contract, and that left enough space for KD to walk in. A team that's already winning 70 games shouldn't even have space for somebody like KD. But it was because of injury and contracts. That's how dynasties are made.
But they still gonna be in the lottery. You know, this is a great game to show AD. I think now you can't top this game. I think you sit everybody and just lose out.
Oh, now
you can't
you're
top
gonna lose.
that.
You're gonna lose out.
You can't, because you're not gonna make. I said they're not gonna make the playoffs. I don't think that even if they go, they're gonna lose to OKC. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
But you still, I just said that they're not gonna make the playoffs. But this is a great game for AD. Don't lose out. You need the fans need something to feel like that. It's so much negative energy over there in Dallas. You see somebody out there giving his all when you know you don't have a chance. And you going out, your best player going out there, playing defense, getting hit in the head, coming back in the game, making game-winning defensive plays.
Okay.
That shows, bro.
All right, y'all hoop. I don't know this, so this is a narrative that's pushed. I don't know. I didn't play. Is there value to gaining chemistry throughout the rest of the year to set you up to be in a better position next year?
Not if we change the team in the summer. You know what I mean? Because if they decide if Kyrie opts out,
that's the one
if
question.
Kyrie opts out, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna pay him. You want to pay Luke, you might not pay him because he's injured, so you're gonna lose him. I'm pretty sure. If I had a top 5 pick, I can trade
back
him.
for a point guard.
I can
Jesus
trade him
Christ.
with that pick.
Yeah. Hey.
Right? I mean, it's just one of those things. There's so much leverage in your pick now.
Yeah.
Everything has changed. The circumstances has changed. So this year, right now, it's not going to help us for next year because the summer hits. We don't know what the fuck is going on. We don't know what anybody's doing.
That is the big question mark right now. Most of their core is obviously under contract for at least through next season, the next couple seasons. Kyrie has that player option for $44 million.
Oh, he gonna take that.
He gonna take it. But let's say you got Dillon Harper, right? Let's say somehow you got Dillon Harper. You got the second pick. You got a point guard, right? I got Kyrie. Hey, you want to give us KD? Yeah, fuck around and say yeah.
Yeah, they was never getting the second pick.
I'm saying you don't know.
You don't know. Stranger things are happening.
There's a lot of
So we don't know. So they still in the lottery.
New York getting motherfuckers.
They still in the lottery.
New York getting
So they still got a
Ewing.
chance.
New York getting Ewing. Oh yeah. Chicago getting Derrick Rose. Yeah, we know. LeBron getting Cleveland getting LeBron. Oh nigga, we know. Trust me.
But here's my question for you.
I mean, the guy who's practicing during his senior year in the goddamn practice facility.
But you talk about all those things. It was beneficial for the league in those moments to make those things happen. Getting LeBron to Cleveland, getting Patrick Ewing to the Knicks. I don't feel like the league is fucking with the Mavs right now, right? Mavs ownership is trying to come in and say we strong arming. Traded their franchise player. We want some other things going on. We want the casino in the arena. But if I'm the league, why am I gonna say I'm gonna give y'all a good pick to make this?
Okay, what benefits the league?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
AD over here or Luka in New York? Which benefits the NBA?
Luka in LA benefits the league.
So Luka going to LA, which means the whole league eats, even Dallas.
Yeah.
Everything trickles down. So you think the league won't give them back on the return?
I believe.
What are y'all talking about?
I believe the league. Oh, you good. I was just saying, I believe the league do that, and maybe that's because I'm a Hornets fan, but I think the league makes concessions for other teams. Like, a lot of people don't pay attention to us as the Hornets, but we had Nick Richards, who was averaging a double-double. We had Mark Williams averaging a double-double. They traded Nick. I went to the game. Nick Richards was killing Phoenix, and we beat Phoenix. And then we traded Nick Richards to Phoenix for Josh Okogie, and we are loaded at the forward position. So I'm like, okay, Mark Williams, we're going to keep Mark Williams. Then we trade Mark Williams to the Lakers.
Let me give him back.
But because he didn't pass the physical, but we were trading.
He passed that physical, man. He passed.
He passed?
Yeah, he just finished doing a Lemon Daddy commercial. And whole little billboard, so there's like a little rollout for him, and we weren't playing that shit, man.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, now when the Hornets traded him for Connect, it was another forward. Now we got no centers. Why would a team with 2 centers that average a double-double trade their centers away to 2 contending teams? And then get forwards back that they can't use?
One contending team, one team is the Suns.
Nah, the Suns are technically contending.
They contending for something.
For something. But you know what they needed? A center. And we gave them one. And the Lakers, you know what they needed? A center. And we was going to give them one for Dalton Connect, which makes absolutely no sense.
Makes more sense for y'all.
The time that we broke the record, it was like a lockout year. We didn't win 10 games. We were supposed to get the #1 pick. But the Pelicans didn't have an owner.
Yeah.
And just so happened, AD ends up going to the... when it comes to stuff like that, I always believe the NBA has vested interest in stuff happening. So I'm not against them possibly getting a #2 pick if,
Man, I just showed you this. Listen, I just sold you a team and LeBron James on, and then LeBron leaves. And you're like, what the fuck? I just bought this franchise.
Guess what you get?
Don't even worry about
Guess
it.
what you get?
#1 pick, #2 pick, #1 pick, #4 pick, #1 pick,
Man,
God
did you
damn.
see? Yeah, man, they got Bennett, Kyrie, everything.
Y'all just fucked up on who y'all picked, but
Yeah.
goddamn it, y'all was handed
Well, it was
easy
like-
cookies.
They had #1 and #4. They got
They had the
Kyrie
#1
and Tristan
one
Thompson.
worked out.
Same year.
#1, #4, but they got the #1. I mean, they had like what, 3 #1
They had
picks
3
in the last-
#1s in that time. Yeah.
But
But so I'm
that's
saying,
not falling out of the lottery no matter what.
what I'm saying is, but you gave up Luka. There's a reason. Right? This wasn't just, I don't give a fuck what nobody
Because
says.
the owner...
I believe when you do stuff like that, you get rewarded.
Listen, I don't give a fuck what people talking about. He fat, he smoking hookah, whatever the fuck you want to say. Right? There was a reason your hand was forced and you're going to get rewarded.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you remember me? I got in
There's a
trouble.
new owner.
Remember, I got in trouble, right?
There's a new owner.
Remember, I got in trouble. They traded everybody else. They traded everybody. And then they got the #1 pick that was a what?
Point guard.
Yep.
And could have got Boogie. Chose the point guard. Crazy.
Like we talked about, you were out in New York, McDonald's All-American game the last 2 days. AD had some interesting quotes in an interview with Mark Spears from Anscape about the trade and who knew what and when they knew it. But seeing the way AD's playing now, and you understand...
What'd he say?
What?
What'd he say?
Let me pull it up. Hold on.
Don't just say it. Let me see what he said.
Let me pull it up. I thought you synced it.
I did, but I want you to read it.
For the people, hold on
Didn't
one
see
second.
it.
Computer lagging. Oh, there we go. Hold on one second. He said, so they say about the trade. Hold on one second. In the meantime, download the Underdog app. Use promo code GIL. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a special pick. And that's me stalling because my computer is froze. There we go. So in that interview with Mark Spears on Anscape, I want to see, can you paste that in for me? I appreciate it. I got to go back and find it.
That's why.
Oh, the 80?
Yeah, I'm getting fired.
No, that's why I don't come to work, man.
This is why.
You talking about the 80?
ESPN would have been faster than this, is all I'm saying.
ESPN would have.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So he said, no, so the quote is, he asked him about what the Lakers said, I'm great. I don't feel it, but a lot of people have been coming to me and telling me they haven't seen me smile like this in a long time. Obviously, the first maybe 48 hours, it was just a shock because I wasn't expecting it. Nobody was expecting it, so they say. But I know from my side, my team and my family and everybody who works with me, I wasn't expecting it. Even when I was getting some of the calls about the trade, I thought guys were playing. So the key in that is the so they say. So it was just a shock because I wasn't expecting it. Nobody was expecting it, so they say. But should AD have a grudge with the Lakers for how they handled the trade?
So how was they supposed to handle it? Tell you so you can leak it and then the trade don't happen? I'm trying to figure out what the problem is here.
But even in the aftermath of it, if you're AD, are you still feeling some type of way about that move? Or are you happy now that Because ultimately, like we talked about on Tuesday, if I'm AD, I got traded for Luka, I can't really be salty about that.
No, you can't
if
be
people
mad.
put me on that level.
It's a lot of pressure, but you can't be mad because you got traded for a top tier player. Like you're top 10, he's top 5. He's arguing that he's the top 5 player in this league, at least he's in front of you. So, being salty about it, no, you can't be salty about it. Disappointed that they didn't let you know for what? Like, so you can fuck it off? I don't get why you should know that this was gonna happen. Everybody who should have known knew. Right, how about that? Right, I don't give a fuck who you say, LeBron James, whatever. Whoever needed to know knew.
Do you believe he's happier now than he was in LA?
It's ways to tell people you getting traded. You don't have to tell them for who. It's ways to tell somebody that you might be. You've been talking to people.
What if you don't want to get traded? Then what if you don't want to get traded?
He don't got a no trade. He got a no trade clause.
No.
Apparently not. Like,
Yeah.
Let's think.
There's so many ways to leak it. What if he put his house on sale?
But you don't have to tell them it's for Luka though.
How about this?
Just send movie trips to
When
it.
you got traded, they let you know.
Okay.
When you got traded, they let you know.
No, they didn't.
Well, they let me know.
Now, they did?
Yeah.
Oh. Now imagine if
My
you
agent-
was
my
telling me
agent
you about to trade me and I want to leave. What you think I'm gonna do next?
Sabotage.
Huh? What you think I'm gonna do?
What's
You know
that?
me. I don't want to leave. What you think I'ma personally do? Pretend I'm hurt? Twist my ankle, hurt my knee, so I can't pass anything. Like I'm not gonna. If I don't want to personally leave and I'm not ready to leave, I'm gonna make sure you can't trade me.
But when you don't know when they told him, it could
They
be
told his ass
already.
the
It could
same-
be already signed and sealed. You still didn't tell him.
I told your ass as soon as your ass.
He found out like we found
Yeah,
out.
as you should.
So once that shit is signed and sealed, you can at least.
I think he got a call just a little bit once the trade
3
was
minutes.
agreed upon, but prior to it actually being.
So you didn't come to
announced,
practice and fuck everything up.
Yeah.
You can't fuck it up if it's already signed.
Finding out what the world
Like,
is kind of crazy though. That is kind of crazy.
He got a
though.
call before
You
I think
watching
all of us found
ESPN?
out.
Then you hear them say your name.
I mean,
you're like, what they talking about me for? I live in Dallas now. Yeah, like.
No, I mean, some people find out. Like at least he found out before. Some people find out on their phone or when they landed.
Wait. So why is he saying that if he found out after? Like, at least they told him before it was out there.
Yeah, man. Listen. He said what did he say?
Happier now.
Cool.
They ain't seen him smile like this in a while.
They have not seen him smile for a
Hey,
long
well, I
time.
ain't seen him
Obviously,
like
maybe
that.
like the first 48 hours just a shock because I wasn't expecting it. Nobody was expecting it, so they say.
Both of y'all have played for competing teams and teams that wasn't gonna do nothing. Is there like more freedom or happiness in where there's no pressure of competing?
I don't know. I've never been traded in a place where, like when I got traded, I was ready to leave.
Yeah.
Right, I ain't packed.
Yeah,
I was at the airport before the trip. I was in the gym. I was in Orlando before it was even done.
Jesus.
They told me, "Hey, this is a 50% chance. Bet that's all I need." Took a pair of
like
shoes.
those odds.
Right? Took a pair. They had a game that night. I took a pair of shoes, went straight to the airport, and was in that city. I was like, "What you doing here?"
You flew
Yeah, I heard-
commercial?
Huh?
You flew commercial to
Yeah.
Orlando?
Yeah.
Was anybody on the flight like, what the fuck is Gilbert Arenas doing on my flight to Orlando?
But you think I heard people? All I heard was, "I'm going to a new city, man."
Yeah.
I was already house shopping, everything. The trade didn't even happen yet. That's how happy I was to get out of there. So, that was a trade that I was willing to.
Why'd you
accept.
hate it there so much at that point?
I didn't hate it. You know what I mean? It's like, you got called out for some shit. Everybody looking at you now. When niggas look at you, they're like, damn, dog, man, we really had hope for you. It was like ashamed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Tiger Woods when he got called out for all them hoes. You know what I mean? You ain't want to talk to nobody. You ain't want to talk. All girls around you, like, yeah, watch out, sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how it was. It was more me being ashamed of getting in trouble, like really, Like everybody just used to be like,
It was the disappointment.
yeah, it's the
from everybody.
disappointment. So I was just going to a city where they didn't really have a lot of black folks.
Yeah.
That I thought.
Ag, you
They
were
do have Disney World.
Yeah,
anywhere in
Chocolate
Chocolate
City,
City.
That I
yeah.
thought. Like,
Yeah.
damn, this is, woo! Yeah, y'all built this right in the hood, huh? It's real cheap over here.
Do you remember what airline you took? I'm just curious.
What?
Because the chat's saying Southwest. I just want to make sure you were flying.
I didn't even know that was a.
That wasn't even. Is Southwest in DC?
I don't. No, it's probably in D.C., not in Dulles.
Yeah, it's like.
There's only 3 flights. It was private. It was United, and then American.
Okay.
We didn't even do Delta.
I mean, no,
Which one has Mint?
That's JetBlue, a fine airline as
Yeah,
well.
that came after. We ain't had Mint. It was before that.
Live back seats, but
First class, right there, ready to go. First seat, Buckhead. First. So it's me out.
in the bucket.
Damn, yeah, that was a sad time, boy.
Hey, you owe me
Were you really sad or were you sad?
What? He looked like he was begging for change. You see his face? He came here. I said, what the fuck is this? I started handing him change. I was like, who is you, nigga? He came to me. It was just sad, man. That's why I made him come stay with me. I was like, man, come on, man. Just come live with me, man.
That's not why I stayed with you.
Can I
had
tell
to-
my side of the story?
Tell your side of the
Can I tell my side? So I was like, come live with me, man. I help him out. You know, he changed his number to fucking 9 or some shit. What was it? It was 9, right?
Yeah, we heard Jeff Teague's story.
Who the fuck was
Talk about seeing Gil in the number 9 saying, ugh.
Right? He walked in the locker. I said, who the fuck? You got some.
Yeah.
It was
I don't
so
really
bad.
think about your Orlando years like that.
Yeah, when he turned into a corner,
Yeah.
nigga.
I got all my heroes. 9, Michael Jordan, Olympics. See, people don't know that.
Man,
Yeah.
People don't know
he
that.
wasn't Michael Jordan then.
I know I was not Jordan like
You was Marcus. You was
Oh.
Marcus. You was Marcus Jordan, nigga.
Do you think people purposely try to not to acknowledge like first team all-star Gilbert Arenas all the time when they don't like your takes or when you talk about basketball, they act like you wasn't one of them guys?
No, yeah, they try. Like, you know, when I make a take on, you know, something that has to do with character, they're like, how can you talk about character? You brought guns to the locker room. I was fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make sure he don't fall down the same
Yeah.
path. Like, I knew I was doing wrong, but it was allowed in my environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't wrong to me. It was,
Yeah. I know, sometimes your environment changes you and you end up doing stuff like sometimes I knew this one guy, his environment messed him up. He would be in games and he would go like all kinds of wild shit, yo. So, yeah.
hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. I shot a motherfucker in the locker room during the gun
meeting.
during the gun meeting with the NBA.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it was real wild back in my day, man.
Not me.
BB gun?
I ain't want to say who I shot.
No, the world know the story. And I'm pressing charges, too.
You ain't got
Statute of limitations, like,
you ain't got no witnesses. You ain't got no
Hey,
witnesses.
all the motherfuckers was in
You
there.
really think you think they're gonna be witnesses, Dick? They pretended they didn't see it, huh?
Yeah, and kept talking.
Well,
It was right when, what's the dude shot himself in the club?
Plaxico Bird.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
around there.
it was
So
right
they all
out. Yeah,
came
it was
to
right
the-
out there.
they came-
They was going around talking about having guns and stuff. Boom!
I said, ah.
Hey, so what we talking about? Put the gun on the thing. Hey, how long we gonna be in here, man? We got
Yeah, right.
man. This is crazy. All over here with this extra shit we don't want to talk about.
Yeah,
'Cause, you know,
because
they
after
not-
practice.
Because they not a part of our team. They speak.
Yeah.
Right, so they have no authority here. It's like going to talk to Pablo Escobar in Colombia. Y'all don't have no authority.
hey.
Yeah, Wizard days.
This made me think about the movie Blow when he first time he meet him. And he just ain't got pumped.
Those.
Like, hey, Mr. George.
Yeah,
But-
we just sitting here like, hey, y'all ready? Yeah, this shit boring.
So this a great time to transition. Today's episode of Gil's Arena is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you're looking for a fresh start or a mental reset, therapy could be one avenue to help get you there. Therapy empowers you to be the best version of yourself. helping you learn positive coping mechanisms and how to set boundaries. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient. Plus, BetterHelp features a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. And you can easily switch therapists at any time at no extra cost, so you can find the therapist that is best for your needs. Build your support system with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/arena today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/arena. All right, well, let's shift over to a little.
Why'd you read that like then?
Well, because it was in the script right there. Then I just felt like this was a great
Josiah
moment because we
caught
all
that
need
shit off the glass.
we all need better help sometimes.
Right off of it, just
A network of 30,000 credentialed therapists just to pay you know if you want to shoot people with BB guns.
He fired a therapist too, so
Well, thankfully there's BetterHelp now, Swaggy. So
Yeah, he need
you can
it.
get your own 30,000
He
to
need
choose
it.
from. As a reminder,
good ass
BetterHelp.com/arena.
therapist too, bro.
BetterHelp giving us the discount. But shifts over a little bit about the
No, he
Lakers.
really fired her. Y'all think I'm playing?
Fired the therapist.
Came in the meeting like, cause they had like the young people try or test her out, and we start balling after we seen her. So she came in there, like y'all should be like Nick and them. He said, "You want us to be like him?" Walked up, got up, and said, "Man, I don't know why I'm here. You want me to be like him? You want me to be like Andre Bloch? I don't know why I'm here, man. I'm out this motherfucker. Didn't see her no more. Fired her ass here.
this just stings.
That's what I'm saying. He was fucked
Imagine
up.
being you and then they say, yeah, I need you to be like this because they had 2 good games.
Yeah.
You got 2 good giggles in your goddamn life. Yeah, man, y'all
balling.
2 good, 14 and 16.
That's what I'm saying.
y'all
They
need
didn't
to-
want me to prosper at the Wizards. That's why I'm like, fuck
That's
that.
not about prosper.
Ever since.
It's just called real.
It's Angel does, huh?
It's called reality, man.
So let's talk a little bit about the Lakers. As we approach the end of the regular season, there's a lot of campaigning for different awards going on around the league. One person who is not campaigning for his player to win Most Improved is JJ Redick, who took the conversation in a different direction yesterday when asked if he thinks Austin Reeves will win it. Here's the clip.
I hate that award because they failed to define it, and I think the spirit of it has been taken out of whack. I don't like that award. Just call it the high draft pick that is on a max contract that now is an all-star. Just call it that award. Who's that guy? Because that's what it's become.
If you were making the case for Austin, am I wrong? But he wouldn't be that guy. Don McClain won it. Bobby Simmons won it.
No, I'm saying that's what it's become.
What? But we could. You could
No, I'm
speak
just
to
saying now
the voters right
more in
now.
the last 5 years, that's what it's become.
Right.
I don't think that's the spirit of the award.
So to Redick's point, out of the last 5 winners for Most Improved Player, 4 of them have been top 7 picks in Lauri Markkanen, John Morant, Julius Randle, and Brandon Ingram. Only Tyrese Maxey, who won it last year, was not a lottery pick. He was selected 21st overall in the 2020 draft. Also to Redick's point, this season's current favorite is 2021 number 1 overall pick, Cade Cunningham. We just happen to have the 2002-03 Most Improved Player Award winner on this couch right here. So Gil, your path to winning that award was different than the guys I just described. Do you agree with JJ Redick's point that the spirit of what the Most Improved Player Award means has been lost?
He said it hasn't been defined. It says clearly most improved.
Literally what I was going to say if you didn't say it. The description is in the award.
The Most Improved, I think to Redick's point.
No, I don't give a fuck what his point is. Like, this is not Rookie of the Year, meaning rookies, right?
Yeah.
You know, steals leader, right?
Who got the most steals?
MVP, most valuable player, right? Block shot champ.
Yeah.
Most improved, right? There's no category. Whoever is the most improved from one year to the next year.
But
It's in the league. There's no number where you got drafted for you not to be eligible for the most improved player.
Me improved though? Like, how is Cade Cunningham improved? By winning? Ain't his numbers kind of, how much he averaged?
I don't. You said he's the leader.
Cade Cunningham right now amongst the favorites to win Most Improved Player this year.
It was the what, number?
So last season,
pick
I'll
was
just
number
for
one?
reference.
Yeah,
Last season he averaged 23, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. This season he's averaging 26,
So he improved 3.
9
So
assists, 6
3,
rebounds.
4, 5, 6, 7. So he has a 7-point improvement.
From points, rebounds, and assists combined.
point, assists.
Okay, so look at Reeves, because it's probably similar.
Papa de Limon.
Yeah, who's second?
So I'll give you Austin
What is
Reeves.
Powell won last year. No,
So Austin Reeves last season averaged 15.9, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. This season he's averaging 20, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Yeah, Maxey won last year.
Yeah, which completely debunks what he says because Maxey was not a lottery pick.
And then Maxey, let's go from this to the
For-
jump. So he averaged,
So even with so K would be in front of Reeves.
But that's what I'm saying.
Because Reeves is only a 4 point. He only only points. He hasn't got better in rebounds, so he's only a +4. Cade is a +7.
so Maxey, his year that he won it, the previous year he averaged 20 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and then the year he won it, he averaged 26, 6 assists, 4 rebounds.
But he made an All-Star, which
And he
is
made an All-Star.
How much he averaged the first year? I mean, the year
For Tyrese Maxey,
Yeah.
20 points,
then he averaged
3.5 assists, 2.9 rebounds.
That's a good jump.
The year he
And
won it, he
that's-
averaged
that's
26
good.
points,
That's
6
a
assists.
big gap.
4
That's
Yeah.
two different players, 20 and 26.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
2 different guys.
That's supposed to be improved though.
yeah.
Like, what Powell averaged last year for the Clippers?
Paulo. Oh, no.
Norm Powell. Yeah.
Norman Powell, my bad.
Powell.
Paolo P. Carroll. Paolo P. Carroll, no.
Powell. Norman Powell.
That's
okay.
Yeah,
So Norman Powell, so let me give it to you.
he would have won it, but he don't qualify.
Yeah, he's not eligible to win the World Series. He's not going to play enough games.
Oh,
but
okay.
he probably would have been the clear-cut winner just
That's
to keep
what
it
I
real.
thought.
Not even,
That's what
yeah,
I
not even
think.
close. Because
14 points per game last
9, 10,
season.
11.
He's averaging 22.4 this year.
so yeah, so
Well,
he
I
has a
feel like most
9.
improved
He has a
should be-
9, 10, 11 point. He has a
Yeah.
Started 3 games last year, started all 55
That's what I
games
feel
that he
most
played in.
improved should be.
no.
Good.
He
He's just
would
not going to play enough games.
No, what I'm saying is
like
he would have won.
All-stars shouldn't be able to get. Like,
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, that's what makes you an improvement. If I didn't play, like let's say I averaged 16, right? And then I average 20, and then I make the All-Star, I am part of the
very
most
much
But if
improved.
I'm
improved.
averaging
I'm improved.
23 and I improve by 26, like I'm already balling. Like next year I'm gonna.
It's rebounds, points, and assists. You got to add up everything.
And there's other stats. What if his
Yeah.
turnovers have gone down? What if his, you know what I mean?
I'm playing
What if his
against-
true shooting is better?
the field.
star of the, like,
But it's
he's
still
star
it's
of
still the
team.
field. It's anybody. If you average 21 year and you average 30, that's an improvement.
And
But this all plays back to the 65 game minimum because you look at Norm Powell's jump. He was
Yeah, that's
he
what
would-
I feel like. That's
but-
similar to you. Like you didn't
started
play
3 games
game
last
in the
season.
average.
But he's not eligible
He's
because
not
65
eligible.
game.
But
If
there's
it was
other
eligible,
players, it ain't no other players like Powell in the league.
you got
right now.
like averaging for someone to jump that
7
much,
points a game? No.
7 points in total. That's hard.
yeah.
That's a different jump. That's why I said when Jordan went from the year he hurt his foot to the very next year averaging 37, he should have won most improved. Clearly. Somebody else beat him that had a big jump too.
But nah, if for you to be a player, may not even be the face of your franchise, and then go to being an all-star, that says a lot about your improvement. Because not only are you, because to be an all-star, that means somebody who was an all-star last year, you have now outplayed them. I think that speaks to, how great your improvement is. I don't think that's fair to be like, just because somebody's an all-star, that they should be excluded from that.
You're talking about Cade here, right? So you got Cade, former #1 pick.
I think Cade has made a significant jump in where he ranks amongst best players in the league.
Yeah, for sure. But got his first All-Star game this year. I think should be in consideration for All-NBA as well, just based on what he's doing, based on what the Pistons are doing in the jump, the historic jump they've made, tripling their win total.
Yeah, and it's because of him. I don't think that. Who else on the Pistons do you really give the credit to for that team turning it around like that? It's Cade. Watch the games. It's him. So give that man the credit for that. I don't like the idea of acting like there's some type of bias, or just because you got picked in the lottery, your hard work don't matter no more.
Oh, no.
I think that's the wrong message to send.
I think
That's why it's never been like that. That's why it's most improved. Like
it's turning into that though.
no,
It's not.
Players out there.
Maxey won
Ooh,
last year.
like,
you
you
can't
can't even name-
say
you
That's
that.
like, a player like Peyton from Boston, who averaged 8 points last year, that's averaging 15 almost now. That's improving.
Six-man of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He
can
won
win
an
six
award
man.
last year.
Yeah.
He didn't win the
Right.
6-man. No.
He can this year, though.
And Chad's saying a guy like Dyson Daniels, so let's just look at his numbers. He averaged 6 points per game last year. He's averaging 14 points, 3.1 steals. Is more than doubled his steal totals from last year to this season.
And he'll be the steals leader.
Dyson Daniels from the Hawks. He's obviously in the running for even Defensive Player of the Year from what he's done.
Right.
More than likely make an
Where's he? Is he second? Is he actually second?
That's a conversation, though. That right there is a
Wait,
conversation.
yeah. Wait, one. He got 2 extra steals. Wait, so this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He's gonna win it.
Yeah, so he has some of the highest odds in some sports
Yeah, I was
books.
gonna say, he's gonna.
Cade
No,
Cunningham
it's
has
not
it.
even close. He's gonna actually win it.
That's
this
what
is a
I'm saying.
14-point improvement across the board. Right? He's up 9 points, 2 steals, 1 rebound, 2 rebounds, damn near, and 2 assists. He's gonna actually win the award.
Improving 2 steals while already averaging a steal a game.
He'll win it.
The,
No,
the
he's
year
gonna win it.
before is
This
insane.
100
But the
He is
name like Cade
He is
Cunningham
gonna
might
win.
outshine.
100%. He is gonna win this award. This is the most.
I tell you
improved.
this: if he doesn't win, voted. They should really look into looking at who's
It's
voting.
become a
But here's the other question.
Shooting
too.
field goal percentages up, shooting 3-point percentages up.
Yeah.
You know, he's winning the award. It's-
And we talk about wins and how
He's
they
not even close.
No.
wins shouldn't impact the individual discussion. But you got the Hawks, AFC, you got the Pistons right now, 5th in the East, obviously tripled their win total from the previous season. So when you think the Pistons, you think Cade Cunningham. Is that going to have some bearing on it? And Cade is obviously a bigger name than Dyson Daniels.
Yeah, I get it. but
Yeah,
you-
but
you
Dyson
added-
is Defensive Player of the Year,
Yeah.
arguably.
Yeah,
I'm not-
See, and that's gonna be a thing too. You win an award,
Yeah.
you improved, right?
Yeah.
Cade didn't make the.
but he might not win defense.
See, no. This is gonna be this
He
is
might not, but he's going to be top 3 in
and
that.
and this becomes the argument because this is gonna go down to this. Daniels is gonna be first team, right? Defense.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
First team. Cade might win or might be on an all NBA team. So
Yeah.
you got 2 people who really improved individually, right? Cade, you had Tobias, you added pieces, right? This is still a young team. So it's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna go down to just these 2. Right? I don't know what he jumped up, but it just seems like these
My man out of Memphis jumped up crazy, too. The power forward, Junior.
Jared Jackson?
Jared Jackson Jr.
Yeah, he's kind of.
Where's he at? But Daniels has the biggest eyes right now, right?
Daniels is getting a lot of love for obviously what he's doing on the defensive side, leading the league in steals.
What's his Vegas odds?
You'll never
So he's
hear
in
about
some
it.
books he's ahead of Cade, and then Cade's ahead of him in some other ones, which is very compelling and interesting. But like I said,
Like, only
Cade's
people,
star power put him above.
But the only people that I've seen win it that just doesn't meet the criteria is people who they only had 3 or 4 plus from this previous before, but they won an award, right? So that was Maxey over White or Kobe White, and then Dragic over, I forgot who was over Dragic or who he was over. He won an award. I think Lance Stevens. It was something with Lance Stevenson. And then you had 6th Man of the Year in Orlando back in 2000. Coming off the bench, what was his name? Who was 6th Man?
Last season?
No, 2000, year 2000.
Clarkson?
No, 2000 with Doc Rivers. Darryl Armstrong, when he won.
Oh, he did,
He was
yeah.
6th Man, but he won 6th Man of the Year, which,
In 2000 or 01?
one of them years.
Hold on, let me double check.
It was
It was 99.
99.
Okay, yeah, because I'm gonna say Rodney Rogers got a 2000, but
Rodney Rogers.
legend Rodney Rogers. So Gil, you won Most Improved Player award the year prior.
And
you
I
averaged-
said I wasn't, I told him I really wasn't the most improved.
You went from 10.9 points per game to 18.3 points per game.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna brag about that. They should have gave that to somebody else because, I mean,
You were already.
I
That
went-
was a jump.
I went from 10 because, how Bronny's starting off, those playing 1 minute, 2 minutes, but when I started, I averaged 18. So I really wasn't improved. I really didn't improve, especially what I said in my speech. I didn't improve. I was balling.
got an opportunity.
It just unfortunately, them coming in for 32 seconds, shit like that, had the total down.
My coach sub patterns improved.
But once I became the starter, at the second half of the season, I was doing all this what y'all seeing right now.
Yeah.
Kind of like a down year.
I don't like this.
Kind of like a down year, you know what I mean? So y'all can get it. Who's runner up? They can have this little shit, you know what I mean?
I did that.
I was cocky with it. Huh?
I jumped from 7 to 18.
You didn't win the award?
No.
You went from 7 to 18? Jesus.
Get the fuck out of here.
Look at Gil trying to confirm.
Yeah, I got it.
Everybody pull their phones.
Everybody pulling their phone.
We got to see it with
And then
your
like,
own
why
eyes.
you go to Google? Because I got to see the truth.
The last year. Look
Swaggy,
at
you went
the
from
info.
8.6 to 17.4.
That's what I said. 8.6 to 17.4.
Close.
And you didn't win? Whoa. Who beat you?
Damn.
Kevin Love.
What?
Oh, Cooper Flag.
Hold on. You got 9, 10, 11.
In
You're
their
plus
defense,
11?
you literally scored more points. You literally didn't do nothing else.
What else was I supposed to do?
I'm trying to give you benefit of the doubt everywhere else.
That's all he need to do.
It happened to him. So were you runner up?
Nigga, I wasn't mentioned.
Wasn't mentioned. That's crazy.
Because the only reason, so Kevin Love made the All-Star. So he went 6. Damn, 6. 10. He was plus 10, but he made the All-Star that year. Who the fuck came in second?
Nah,
No.
they did you dirty not mentioning you, though. That's crazy.
Because that's what, so like.
It was Darrell, I think. Darrell.
Because he made the All-Star, so that is kind of like most of
That's when he was doing the love in the shower and all that stuff to try to make the
Damn,
All-Star.
brother.
Damn, you were tied for 14th.
That's what I told you. I wasn't even mentioned.
That's hate.
Oh, they hated on you, for sure.
Yeah, that's hate, dog. That's them Wizards, boy. You try to ball at the wrong time.
Hey, but that's why I'm glad you on here, though. Because can't nobody tell your story like you. I would have never known that. You gotta let these niggas know, Nick.
But I never know.
I would have never known.
Because I didn't even know.
You know,
Because once I got traded, I never looked at a Wizard again.
Heck, 17,
Man, you was out there killing, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you know
I was
that.
in a halfway house.
This, bro.
Was I in Orlando? Where was I?
just casually said that like it's,
Yeah, like it's
like it's just a
normal.
normal thing people do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know.
That's right after
In a
you got
halfway.
traded.
Damn, good shit, man.
Yeah.
And now you in a hallway
I
house.
didn't kill you when he came to the. When he played y'all, they was mad I didn't shoot
Man.
that much.
Tied for 14.
So NBA has Most Improved Player Award. So Ryan, I got a question for you. Should the NBA have a Least Improved Player Award to
I would
motivate
love
you
that.
to keep working on their game?
I would love that. I would love that. They're not gonna do it, but I would love
Like
that.
nigga, you didn't get no better.
Yo, you didn't get
That's
no
sick.
better.
Yeah, they might as well do a top fucking 30 on those.
and it can't be, and not to confuse it with consistency. It's got to be like if somebody was doing like 17-4-4 and they came back 17-4-4. Nah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But you 3-1-1 niggas that got more minutes and came back 3-1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can take this award with.
Man, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Could they get 3?
Niggas would be salty, dog.
What?
Yo, you averaged 3. Well, last year
Let the
you averaged
players
3
vote
points
on
a
it.
game on 10
Let the
minutes.
players vote.
That
Who didn't
gave
get
you
better?
20. You still
Oh,
averaged
okay.
3.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
okay,
saying.
yeah,
When
yeah.
your minutes go up and your numbers don't go up.
Yeah.
Yeah, take this award for
Who
sure.
didn't get better?
Let all the players vote on it. Like, dog, you ain't getting no better. Like,
Yeah. Who would win it right now?
no, let's not go there. Cause this is Gil's Arena. We did
Well,
that
it got to be
today.
a criteria.
Well-
it got to be a criteria of like at least starters.
Okay.
Because I'm telling you, listen,
Is
because you
somebody on Phoenix? Is somebody on Phoenix?
didn't get better from last
Somebody
year. This year.
on Philly? You got Phillies, Phoenix.
The chat has some thoughts. I'll keep them to myself.
Let me see.
We got to live here, as they say.
Ooh.
I
Don't
don't
do it
that's
good.
fucked up.
Don't do it good. All right.
Yeah,
Nah,
y'all
'cause
don't,
the-
y'all
'cause
don't
the
do
name
it.
they
Y'all don't
said-
do it, but I'm a Google.
The name they said, I'm like, that makes sense. He plays in Dallas right now. That will make sense.
Oh no!
That will make sense. Compared to last year to this
Yeah,
year.
but I like his headband.
That's so unnecessary. Let's keep this thing moving. Let's talk about.
Well, let me Google it to see if it just.
No, don't even do it, Gil.
do it.
See, that's why you can't look at the chat during the show.
He's a friend of the show, man.
You can't do it. You can't look at the chat during the show, Gil.
Yeah, that he would be in the category.
They're very diabolical. But let's keep this thing moving.
Now, y'all fucked up, chat.
Chad, you ain't.
The chat said it. It ain't Gil.
But that's the problem. Gil gets his energy from the chat. He look at it.
For sure.
Not because the name, I was like, actually, Dan, that's a good one, y'all.
Damn.
It was first, too. Like, whoever.
All right, what's the first team? What's the first team? Like they had an all first team. What if they did that?
So we asked the chat. We asked the chat first team who all did get better now. So we asked the chat who should win most improved player. 54% said Cade Cunningham. 46% said Dyson Daniels. That's what I'm talking about.
I thought it's the name. It's
Cade's
the
star
name
power,
over-
name value, and what the Pistons are doing
That's
now
why I was mad.
is going to really help elevate them. The winning plays a part. But let's talk about more positive things here in the arena. SGA dropped a game-high 33 points last night as the Thunder beat the Pistons, who were without Cade Cunningham. Thunder won their 11th straight game, improved their league best record to 64-12, which ties the overall franchise record for most wins in a season with the 95-96 Seattle Sonics. Obviously, they moved to OKC. OKC had already set the record for most wins for an OKC team. Now it's the entire Sonics/Thunder franchise. So we had a special guest pull up to the arena this past weekend during a Battle Mode episode. Vaughn Alexander, Shay's pops, and Nikhil Alexander Walker's uncle came through to chop some game. You already know we had to talk about the MVP race. When Mr. B asked Mr. Alexander why SGA was the real MVP, here's what he had to say.
Yo, do you believe your son is the MVP?
100%, fam, 100%. And like I said, not just because he's my son. If he wasn't my son, I'd be like, yo, this is the MVP, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know? And like I said, I rate what Jokic's doing. What Jokic's doing is crazy. Let's keep it real. Like, I don't even want to say this on air, but if he wasn't to win it, I wouldn't be like, oh, he got snubbed, because what he's doing, bro, is stupid, bro.
Yeah.
It really is. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah, yeah.
But having said all that, fuck that. Shane Daniels.
That's what I wanted to hear.
30-point games. First team All-NBA 3 years straight. He's playing on the youngest team. 61 wins. What are they? Denver got like 13, 14 games behind us. Stop this, bro. Just give it to him this year.
So we all know Joker had that monster 60-point triple-double. Gil, you weren't on the couch, but back early March, you said Joker was going to have a MFU, that's my trophy type of game. After you made those comments, a day or two later, he dropped the 31-20-20 game on the Suns. Seen him drop the 60-point triple-double.
Listen, ever since
against the Wolves.
I'm gonna just be honest, man. Y'all better stop bringing Dwight Howard up. I'm gonna just be honest with you, because I don't know if y'all noticed. Ever since the bubble, he's been fucking people up. Because, you know, the bubble is where he got shut down and we won that championship. He's done won three MVPs since that bubble, trying to go for his fourth. So he's basically letting y'all know that he's a new Negro.
Yeah.
A new Negro.
And
I hope he said that verbatim.
They got Negroes in Serbia.
yeah, he's one of them.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
We just ain't got no son lately, because ain't no way you keeping the vendetta this goddamn long, brother.
Yeah.
Because you won it last year, this year. As much as you want to say, yeah, we can give it to Shea, he's not giving up. That's the problem. He's not giving up. Like right now, he's at 29.7. He's about to average 30.
That's what he's trying to do.
That's what I'm saying. He's about to average 30 with the triple-double. So this ain't no 25 and a 10 and 12.
Yeah.
He's about to
trying to do
average
that.
30, 10 and 12, maybe 10 and 13, right? So he's not just letting this happen.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, that bullshit, what I say Perks did, it was Perk who said Embiid should win the MVP.
And that kind of flipped the
If
whole race.
anybody actually looked back, Jokic was averaging a triple-double, and after people started pushing for Embiid, he kind of let off the gas
Yeah.
and said, all right, man, fuck all this. He's not letting off the gas now.
So you think he cares? So this whole idea that he don't care about basketball and he care about his horses or whatever, you think he's paying attention to everything?
We don't say he don't
going
care
on.
about basketball. He just treats basketball like a
No,
day
no, no.
job.
What-
Nah,
I'm
that's
talking
a bad
about the
narrative.
fan. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the
Yeah.
fan. I'm not talking about.
He's how they try to
You
act
can't
like-
be that good and not care
Yeah,
about
for sure. It's
basketball.
obvious.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is this whole narrative that it's these things aren't important. to him.
Right.
You believe that they are important to him.
Fuck yeah.
Hell
His
yeah.
family is basketball. Like, his family is basketball. Like,
Okay.
Like, his brothers left the country and came to America to play basketball. His dad and that they are basketball nuts. He was left by himself to say, if you want to go to America, you better be like your brothers. That's their life.
Okay.
Right? It just doesn't, how he plays it nonchalant. But of course he cares. Like the narrative that they put, I guarantee you, if somebody picked up Dwight Howard, he's gonna try to get that motherfucker 70, 30, and 30 on him. He's gonna try some will. It's like, cause that is what, if you look at how he finished and look at him since, he's basically saying the MVP trophy's mine ever since that moment in time.
Yeah. So with me, this is where I struggle. Because I believe some people's style of play lends itself to better stats. It's just what it is. Mm-hmm. So whenever you look at, if you look at the MVP award from a statistical standpoint, LeBron is supposed to have more. Yeah. You know, you could say Russ was supposed to have more.
Kobe.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I try not to lean in the statistics. You know, it's not that Jokic doesn't have great optics. It's great when you watch him play. But when I watch OKC play, in every game that matters, when they play a team that's tough, another good team, mm-hmm. when that game is close down the stretch, they go, get us home, SGA. And I think that matters whenever you're talking about MVP. He'll never have the numbers Jokic have. His game doesn't lend itself to that. But when it comes to, I think he is the reason why that team is so good if you watch how they play. Mm-hmm. You know, so I think you can't, when we start talking just numbers, I think you're being unfair to him because when you watch it, he is getting his team to the finish line in a lot of these games.
Yeah. And we talk about Jokic generational numbers, right?
Yeah.
We've had this discussion pretty much all season. And I've been on the Jokic train, like you can't deny what this man is doing. First big man to be able to average a triple-double. But then you talk about the West and how tough the West is. The West is the varsity and the East is the JV. OKC's got a 15-game lead in the Western Conference. That's absurd, right?
For sure.
And winning necessarily shouldn't factor that much into the MVP race and conversation. But goddamn, they got a 15-game lead in the West.
So much you don't even put them in the category. You just talk about the Lakers.
They got a 15.
Warriors.
We don't even talk about that. It's like, all right, we know they're gonna win. Like, but I'm just saying, what that squad is, right? You look at that squad on paper. That's not a squad you're gonna say, all right, they're gonna have they can win the West.
And
we said at the beginning of the year, we're not 15 games. Like, come on, man. Like,
that's crazy.
But that lets you know, like when I say like if they play the Lakers, we whooping them. That lets you know how good he is versus how bad the rest of the team is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean. He should have won it last year, right? I mean, it's the same thing, right? Where you have you have a team that is considered college level.
They're so young. They're so young. A lot of those guys could still be playing in college right now.
They're the second youngest team right now, behind.
Is that what it is?
Blazers?
Yeah.
That's where they should be.
Yeah.
Right? They should be exactly where
the Blazers are.
The Blazers is this young team and they're right in front of them. That's how great
So they entered the season as the youngest team in the league. I think that may have shifted, but average age is like 24.
The youngest team.
The average age is 24.
That roster. It's dudes in the tournament right now.
24, yeah, because of the COVID season.
But that's it. You have to be able to factor that in.
Yeah.
To the fact that if you compare them to their age, the rest of that group is at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Bottom feeding, trying to learn how to play basketball. Mm-hmm. And there's one guy, because if you take him off the team, that's where they will be.
It's over.
They will be at the bottom.
Yeah.
But by the same token, where would the Nuggets be without Jokic on that team?
They'd be better than
They'd be better. A lot better. You have veterans.
Okay.
That's still a veteran team.
What Russ had 30 last night.
And he getting booed with 30, 10, and 6.
Nah, look at what happened when he wasn't playing. They were still winning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Russ was going crazy.
30, 10, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got people that were 30, 10, and 6 is getting booed. Like that's what they got on the bench. Like, we can pretend that they're not good. Like,
they still in their feelings about the Wolves.
We know when he's not playing, we know what Murray's going to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You take SGA.
Actually, Gordon is still very good. Yeah. What's my man who shoots too many threes? Tall dude.
MPJ.
MP3.
MPJ. Yeah, MPJ. Yeah, he shoot. He don't care. But nah, he's good though. They have a good roster.
Like, this is gonna go down to the end, man. I think whoever
It shouldn't go down to the end.
It has to. You can't take away somebody who's really doing that too. Like,
Yeah.
Because last year you gave it to Joker off the name. You can't keep putting that name over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not a name.
It is. Like,
bitch, I'm averaging 30, 10, and 12.
Matter,
Yeah.
Still a
it
number.
Don't matter.
I don't give a fuck what we talking about.
It still sound crazy,
matter.
whatever you
what I'm
say.
saying? Like, I'm
Yes.
still averaging 30.
I seen that. I seen it. I seen it for 4 years.
And I see you do.
And the motherfuckers call it stat pattern. And y'all refuse to say he's trying to win. What that mean? He's stat pattern. Nobody want to use the narrative. He act like he don't care about basketball. He don't give a fuck. He just out there playing with nobody.
They try to,
Stop this shit. He cares.
He cares.
He cares.
Yes, he do.
He cares, but once he clocked out, I'm not worried about y'all.
Not use what you've been using towards everybody else and just say, because it's Joker, I'm not going to use LeBron says, he's too good. Jordan shit, we can't keep giving it to Jordan. You can't do that.
I don't give a fuck, but what you can call it.
You gotta get somebody who's fucking 15 games in front of him, averaging 30, and you don't want to give it to him.
You can't call, but what I'm saying is,
first place last year, you don't want to give it to him because he's too young to get it.
I don't know what they give it. That's not my read. I don't give a fuck who. That's them voters. But you can't tell me I'm not in there.
But that's what they said.
I'm averaging 30, 12, and 10 this year.
They just gave it to Joker.
Can I ask y'all a question? Do you think Joker is benefiting from the lack of people in his position? Because SGA, there's a ton of people. Some of the best defenders in the league are all his size. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he's doing what he's doing. Joker plays 4 centers a season.
And one don't show up.
Yeah, and one of them don't even play. You know what I mean?
I ain't playing you in your hometown.
Yeah.
City. No, but that's what I'm saying.
Just
But
come
it's
to
still,
my city.
Do you take that into consideration as a voter?
I do.
Okay.
But they don't have players voting.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a player vote because we're gonna vote all of the metrics, right? We're gonna vote age, where they supposed to have been. We're gonna take in all that consideration, right? We're gonna take you off your team, see how this team works, to see who is actually better. Yes, their record is better, but on paper, your team's supposed to be better. So that means this man is moving at a different frequency than your team. So yes, he's the most valuable in the league and the most valuable to this team.
How do you think?
But I just can't say, damn, you're still averaging 30, 12, and 10. I can't just push that away.
But they ignored it for Russ. That's the problem. It was like, why won't you ignore it for Joker? You ignored it for Russ
Let's keep it real.
3 years.
Joker, a much more efficient triple-double. Also in the
position
top 3 in
more
steals.
efficient too.
No, it's not even
but
position
threes, field goal percentage.
efficient. Yeah, because you're playing a down low, you're going to have better. But it's still something where I can't just say, all right, this is yours. Fuck anything he does. Because if he fucks around and have 70,
nah, he have another game.
that's what I'm saying. You still got to keep the door open.
Yeah.
It's like the Terminator. Like the nigga's still chasing you, dog. Like, like I don't give a fuck what's going on. That man that you're trying to run from is still coming. Like you got to put him in hot lava, whatever. He's still chasing through the shotgun shells to the face. Them shits is closing back up. That is Jokic right now.
Yeah, 60-point triple-double.
He's Skynet.
You can't ignore that.
You know what I mean?
You can't ignore that. They lost though.
And we talking about the Nuggets lost. Joker won.
Your Joker won.
Yeah, they lost. But this is the thing. When that game is on the line and they get a ball to Joker and say, get us home, he didn't get us home. But you do the same thing with SGA and he gets you home.
Listen, he in front, right? It's shades to fuck off. Let's just say it like that.
All right.
Right now, it's shades to fuck off.
Fuck off.
But
They can stop playing right now.
that's what I'm. That was the point.
He played 70-something
I can tell you this: he's better off.
He got to play. He got to play.
I don't know.
All he's gonna do is just average 30s night, 30s night, 30s night.
Now what happens is this. These next 5 games, he averages about 15. They start doubling, tripling. And his stats go down. This motherfucker start averaging 40. Yeah. It's a different conversation. He is better off not playing no more. You can't rate him.
And
you gotta keep him
no one can catch them in the West.
No, the 15-game lead right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's better that he don't play because they can't push nothing against him.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just him. He started having these, shutdown games. They shutting him down. He fuck around, have a 5-2-1. Like, those can fuck. Because they're going to just remember the last couple games.
Yeah.
They're going to forget the whole beginning of the season. You can't trust a voter right now.
73 games.
You can't trust a voter right now, dog. They go off with the last thing they seen.
Yeah.
And the motherfucker Jokic started averaging 40, 10, and 12, like at the end, like he's arguing.
He's going to do it.
I think you got to give it to SGA because you gave 2 to Nash.
You got to do it.
Both Canadian.
Yo,
Both Canadian.
Yeah. If it's about elevating your team to that position, you know what I mean? And ain't about, because it wasn't about the stats then.
Yeah, so what are we telling the kids now?
That's what I'm saying, man.
the stats.
I don't know, man.
What was it? What you mean?
It's about his stats. It was still Nash's stats.
Nash had good stats.
His stats and his
It
point.
wasn't LeBron, Kobe, or Shaq.
You know what the narrative was though?
Winning.
And this is the bad part. And
He didn't play defense.
I hate the narrative of this. So when Amari was gone, they expected them to drop and not be a playoff team. So the fact that Nash held them up, he got credit for it. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But you said Kobe's team was damn near going to finish last in the West, and they made it to the playoffs.
Amazing.
But you're not giving them no credit for that.
And giving everybody 50 and 60 on the way to doing it. He was carrying that team. So much, in fact, he wasn't passing the open niggas. He was carrying.
They wasn't open.
He was carrying.
They wasn't open.
Yeah.
It wasn't open. If you look at the names, they wasn't open.
That's how he felt. That's how he felt.
And that's how we all felt. Motherfucker standing running under the basket knowing
This
damn
is
well
a
if I
better
pass
shot
it's about to
with me
slip.
shooting over 3 than it is you open in the corner. No disrespect.
I can tell you that. He didn't do that shit to Paul Gasol. They got
No.
Ron Artest.
Yeah. That's true. Damn.
Oh, my goodness.
That's all I'm saying.
That was a Herculean effort, man. What he did, man, that was crazy. And I'm not a Kobe fan by any means, but to ignore what he did that year, you know, I still think that was a crime, man.
Yeah.
That was a crime not giving that man MVP.
All right,
Because they're nothing without that dude. That's a 6-win team without that dude.
It was nothing with him.
Yeah.
It's the ideal team you want to score a lot. Just a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep this thing moving.
They had him in the first. They almost had him in the first round too.
Yeah, up.
Yeah.
They were up.
Up 3-1.
Tip, they got it.
Yeah, 3-1
just
right.
hard to-
And that's when the media started
figured
pretending
him out.
that was an actual team. Hey, you need to pass the ball a lot.
Started trying to facilitate.
Yeah.
To who?
To who?
Oh, you want them to?
I ain't gonna say no names. They've been beat up for years, but you know.
Nah, they wasn't beat up for years.
No, I'm talking about these guys for years have had their names tied to being nobodies on that Laker team, and I just don't want to do it. But y'all know that.
We're trying to be better people in 2025.
Yeah, I told you. We talked about that. Yeah,
You need to try that shit because the
Yeah,
way
that's
you break me down and you don't see like the emotions in my eyes. You don't feel sympathy for me and my son. You need to start trying this shit. You see a good man, that's a good man right
I
there.
said since I've been on this diet, it's harder for me to be as mean as I once was. He wants you to start eating raw vegetables so you'll stop talking about him and his son.
Wait, so you eating raw vegetables and that made you nice?
Yeah, it did. It made me nicer. It was crazy. I can see. I'm more empathetic. I can see when I'm hurting somebody's feelings. I can tell you can't see it.
Yeah. Like my soul right there. Like,
If you check Gil's fridge, no raw vegetables.
Yeah.
No raw.
Gil will say something terrible about you. You make a face. You're like, why are you looking like that? I said that you. I said you didn't hear me. I said and you stopped.
Yeah, you get on a little vegan diet. You get on a little all fruit and vegetables, boy. You start kubayaing around,
A
huh?
little bit. Turn you into a hippie a little bit, man.
Damn, start seeing.
nature, and you need to try that shit.
Well, let's talk about something positive to unite the couch. It was reported yesterday that Carmelo Anthony has been selected to the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. Let's give it up for Melo. Shout out for Melo. Melo won a national championship at Syracuse in 2003, was named the NCAA tournament's most outstanding player before leaving for the NBA. In the league, 10 All-Star games, 6 All-NBA teams, won a scoring title in 2013, and retired in the top 10 in scoring all time, which he remains currently. He's also a member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team. Melo also made some noise in the world of international basketball, winning 3 gold medals with Team USA, retiring as Team USA's all-time leading scorer before being passed by KD and LeBron, who did so after his finals appearance in 2016. Obviously, we love Melo on this couch, one of the greatest hoopers of all time in terms of just scoring and pure just willingness to go get buckets. Think about him in the Syracuse days. Freshman winning that national championship with the baggy uniform, the braids, headband, everything he had going on. So, Gil, what's your reaction to Carmelo Anthony's first ballot Hall of Fame selection?
As I say, congratulations. because it is Carmelo. Then I thought about like, wait, it's been 4 years?
Right.
Because, you know, the criteria is 4 years, full 4 years, and it ain't been 4 years for him. That's how good he's been. Where they just said, you know what?
He's close.
He's close enough. Let's just put his ass in now. Because it's only been 3 years he played in 2022.
He did.
Hey, he's basically said, fuck, they said, fuck the other people. We don't need their days. We need to mellow.
They're like, he played for in 2022, but did he?
But really,
But did he?
you know, I know it says 4 years, but we need the mellow vibe right now.
We got to sell some tickets. We need some viewership. We need some mellow.
So they done scratched the criteria for Melo. That's how great that motherfucker was when he played.
Yeah. That, like, he's in my list. I got him third in my all-time bucket getters. You know what I mean? I got Jordan first, then I got KD, then I got Melo.
That's good. That's
Kobe fans get mad at that.
Well,
but
who you got?
huh?
You said KD, Melo, and
I got Jordan, KD, Melo. Guys who can they just can get a bucket. You just believe it. When they got the ball in their hands going ISO, game on the line even, I just believe that is the best, one of the best shots you can get. If you got Melo in the ISO, you down one, and the help ain't coming, I'm taking that shot over a layup from somebody else. It's just whether it's a corner three, top three, whether he in the post, whether he driving to the basket, whether it's a mid-range, Melo could score from everywhere, and it wasn't nothing you can do about it. He was quick enough to get by you, and he was strong enough to move you out the way. It was just, however you wanted to get it, he was going to give it to you. He was one of the best bucket getters I've ever seen in my life.
Swaggy, what you think about Melo? First ballot Hall of Fame.
Oh, this is well deserving, for sure. As just a pure bucket, there's no arguing. It's one of the best. I just didn't see it for his. I was like, I'll keep Melo in there. I'll keep probably KD in there because I witnessed. But I would throw Kobe in there before I throw MJ. Just because there's too many 64 points. But this is not about a Kobe, so I'm talking about Melo.
Kobe fans hate it. I get it.
Melo, man, it's just sad for me, like, to see guys like Melo or the AIs don't get that chance to hold a trophy, you know, because some people, like, I feel deserve that opportunity. But what he did for the game, you know, he's pretty much like the joker of that third, 3-4 position without the passing and stuff.
Did you ever have to guard Melo when you were in the league?
A little bit. I came on to help. I didn't have to guard him head up. Sometimes I got hit on the switch in the post, and that's when he, here, I got one type shit.
Mouse in the house, huh?
I got one.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Y'all ain't even that much difference in height, but this dude is strong like that. That's what I'm talking about. Everywhere
they're different
on the
in height.
floor.
They're different in height.
How different?
A lot. That motherfucker's, they ain't.
Oh, he bigger than I think he is?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That shit they got on fucking player references, nah, that shit is tricky.
I'm looking at it right now. It says 6'7",
Yeah, that
240.
shit,
No way.
Hell no, that motherfucker, he didn't even come to the NBA at 6'7".
Yeah. See? I thought that's what I'm saying. I wasn't there.
6'9",
Like them, like some of them, like especially like let's say your 3-4s, if they got shoe deals, just Nike themselves realize that anybody over 6'9", they don't sell very well.
Okay.
So most of those guys is 6'9" or below when they're motherfucking giants.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Just if you look at Kevin Durant, there's no 6'9" around him.
So I had a question. Since this man is going first ballot Hall of Fame, we know who he is, what he's done. Jokic is wearing 15 in Denver. Do you retire both numbers, or it's just he done because Joker's done what he's done?
Yeah.
Or do you give him the respect that he earned to have that jersey number retired, or his name in the rafters in some way?
Joker won championship.
And MVP.
MVPs.
Yeah.
Probably give him Joker.
Do you put a blank? Do you put the Melo just name on a jersey in the rafters? Like, how do you handle
I
that?
think this is when you call Ja Morant. And you take that Ja Morant in the strip club, man, where that gun at?
Yeah, where that gun?
Because that happened in Denver, right?
Yeah.
It happened.
Happened in Denver.
What was it? Shotgun Willie.
I think Melo would get it in New York. I think that's where, if you ask him where, if he had to pick it, it'd be his hometown where he resides. Like, that's where his legacy should be remembered. But Denver Melo, it's like, God damn.
Yeah.
That is Melo.
Yeah.
Like the New York Melo, that's another Melo.
Yeah.
But this Melo was fucking good.
Yeah.
Like this is three All-Stars also. This is
Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, like that Melo
was
like
better
that.
than Melo.
Yeah, you see how that
Melo was better than
the
New York
scoring title
Melo.
is New York Melo.
Yeah, but that's because of the
That was the
team.
kid.
That's what I'm saying.
He got more shots up over there in New York.
The King of New York. This is King of New York Melo right here.
That Denver Melo.
Man, that Denver Melo was something crazy, boy.
Yeah, but I think if it is true that Heat situation was actually could have been a Melo situation, and he chose not to do it, I don't feel as bad for him not getting a ring because the opportunity was there, and you wanted to be the King of New York.
I can't believe that. Yeah, that's crazy. They win 4 or 5. They don't lose to Dallas if Melo.
Hell no. Hell no.
And you talk about the Nuggets situation, obviously Jokic wearing the same number as Melo. I can see a world where Jokic showing love says, look, put us both up in there.
I think that's how it's gotta go.
It gotta go, yeah.
That'd be a great look for him on his part. Like, yo, man.
At least put the name on a jersey.
Have you been seeing what he's been doing to these people out here, man? That motherfucker don't give a fuck about y'all.
Maybe the argument Jokic shouldn't have got a chance to wear that jersey.
That's the argument.
That's the real conversation.
That is the real one where, like, that number shouldn't have been available if you thought. But I don't think they thought Jokic was going to be this.
No.
And
they did because they got rid of Nurkic.
But he was a 46 pick.
Yeah, but once they saw it, they were like, we're willing to give up the center that we picked way ahead of you to start you because they saw it. They saw it fairly quickly.
They saw it, but they didn't see this.
No.
Because even 2020, he was still like, because the assist wasn't coming, the assist didn't kick in yet.
Yeah. And
then once he started just opening up his full game, he was like, oh,
right?
Yeah.
He was like, who guarded me? Who's this guarding me?
Yeah. I was just saying, if you go back and look at that bubble is what, ever since that bubble came out, I don't know if he missed the COVID or whatever, but whatever happened during
he had really good defenders on him, too. Having rotating, Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee on you.
And Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? But that's another reason why I think that Dallas situation is going to work out. Not a lot of teams can rotate that many defensive bigs in out of, let's say there's like 15 legitimate bigs in the league, 15, 20. They got three of them.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna be good. They're gonna be decent. Yeah.
3 of the top
15. Steve, our resident Knicks fan, all things New York. Just talking about the game, Melo had 50 against the Heat, 0 points in the paint, all jumpers.
That's a bucket getter.
I mean, didn't he have a 60-0-0 stat line?
Yo. Bucket.
Wait, is that
I know that's your probably favorite stat line in the history of the game.
Yeah, like I ain't rebounding, I ain't doing
I'm not
shit.
doing shit, I'm getting buckets.
That's weird because he's an offensive juggernaut, like an offensive rebounding juggernaut.
Yeah.
Like he was known for just
get his putback.
So he get like, is that a real stat? I never looked it up to see if that was actually a real thing. Where he had 0 assists. Now I get that part, but 0 rebounds, he didn't get no rebounds.
Man, well, you ain't have to say I get that part.
No, I get that part. I'm on fire. I'm not passing you the fuck about. Watch out.
So he had a game 62, 13 rebounds, 0 assists against the Bobcats.
Okay. All right.
Against the Bobcats. Shout out to Charlotte. Y'all always find a way.
Always find a way.
You always find a way to embarrass me in public.
Bobcats probably the worst team, worst name.
Color scheme, everything. We would.
Shout out Bob Johnson. He said, hey, the Bobcats.
We gonna do the ugliest orange you ever seen and put it beside the ugliest blue you've ever seen and break it up with a little bit of gray. You know what I mean? We ain't even gonna finish the logo. You know, the Bobcat looked like something out of high school or middle school. I couldn't believe it. If I'm just here to save money.
That's a Disney basketball show movie.
Yo,
the show.
Nick, I couldn't believe it.
A Disney movie.
What is it called? Bud Dog or some shit?
Air Bud.
Yeah.
Bud Dog.
Bud Dog.
No. Listen.
Sound like a Budweiser commercial.
When they do colors and they do names, they do it to like out. They do it publicly, right? Where people, the fans vote on it.
Or the fans just have to deal with it.
We just had to deal with it. Trust me, we did not
Y'all
vote
didn't
on
vote?
that.
Okay.
We wanted the Hornets the whole time, but the Hornets had moved to New Orleans.
Yeah.
So, and then when he was like the Bobcats, I was like, don't nobody even want to say that.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have no extra names. That like, what was the?
Thinking about that.
Yo, I would have taken the Charlotte basketball team
Yeah.
over the Bobcats, bro. Yo, I would have taken that over. Man, I couldn't believe it. The jerseys were so ugly. Didn't want to own one ever. Man, I'm not getting the Sean May jersey, bro. Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm not. Oh, people forget who our team was, dog. Like, no, I'm not doing
Wallace.
the Gerald Henderson. Bro, like, well, I'm not doing it. What are we doing? Yeah, the Adam Morrison.
The Adam Morrison.
Over Rudy Gay.
Oh, you don't want.
Yo, when we were drafted.
No. You don't even want to talk about that part of the history of.
Yeah, our drafting. Oh my God. Oh my God.
He had to be drunk. I'm just gonna put it
Yo.
out.
Adam Morrison?
Or he must have been on a golf course and somebody had it here. Like, who's up next? Adam Morrison.
No, he was cold.
No.
Adam Morrison, it's Jordan's fault with everything.
Adam Morrison, you watched those games. In what world did you think he was gonna come to the league and take it by storm?
Oh,
Man, listen.
Cold, boy.
Adam Morrison.
He was Jimmer Fredette cold.
Slow though.
Slow.
6'9". Come on, man.
I get
Stop.
it. Yeah.
Stop.
Not
Adam
back
Morrison
then.
was cold.
I believe
Anybody that went to
Larry
Charlotte-
Bird comps back in those
Hey,
days
could he
when
guard
coming
you?
out. But
Anybody that went
he
to
guard
Charlotte,
you?
he wasn't supposed to guard me. Who could guard him at 6'9"?
Everybody.
You ain't see when he went to the league? Everybody could guard
He was
him.
Porzingis. Like, he's supposed to be like that.
No, Porzingis
He wasn't
is
about to be no
7'3".
2. He wasn't a 2 man. He was a 3-4. Who in the
Porzingis
league
was
at that time that could move like that at the 4 position?
He could move? What game were you watching?
Anybody that Jordan drafted.
How old are you,
in
Nick?
college with him.
How old are you, Nick? You younger than me.
You played against him in college.
I practiced. I worked out with him for draft. Worked out.
And what happened? He bust your ass?
It was before my year.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
I'm not saying he couldn't hoop.
He averaged what? How much he averaged?
I think he led the nation in scoring right when he was at
Yeah.
college.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, who
JJ
else?
Redick was right behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, I'm a
was
Duke
KD.
guy. I ain't like JJ Redick like that. Listen,
anybody that
JJ
went to
Redick couldn't
Charlotte-
put the ball on the floor, and Tyrese Thomas proved it. That's why we lost.
It was bad development over there.
It was bad drafted. Like, if you look at the people that they could have drafted, you're talking about they could have had Devin Booker, they could have had DeRozan.
I'm glad.
They had
So
Shea.
many.
Listen, they had Shea and traded him.
Hey, this ain't
bad
even no knock. This ain't even no knock
It's
to the
bad
man.
development.
But at one point, Ramon Sessions was by far the best player on our team.
He was cold.
By far, and this ain't a knock to him, but by far the best player. Like, we didn't have a guy who was second best. Ramon Sessions was by far the best player on our team.
But once again, it was Jordan. How you gonna talk about the person you draft? Like, soon when you get him, like, you know.
I'm not agreeing with Jordan. I hated it. That was another thing.
Yeah.
Sit there and watch the game and watch him in these poorly made suits and bad jeans, seeing what he doing to my team. I ain't like it.
Talking shit about him, like, that's not.
I ain't like it. What?
Can't do that though.
Michael Kidd Gilchrist picked him over everybody.
He shot like
over
shot like
everybody. Oh my God, there was so many.
Listen,
There was so many.
No,
picks.
LaMelo is their best pick.
ever in the history.
Jordan was
Him and Kemba Walker.
No, that's the funny part. No, Shea is their best pick.
Yeah, we traded Shea.
And they traded Shea.
We drafted Shea.
Well,
you could say Kobe.
We drafted
I was gonna say, if you want to play that game,
and Kobe.
you want to play that game.
Gave away Kobe for Bloody Divac. But in our defense,
It was a different time.
It was a different time.
Yeah.
We actually was competing back then.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to
yeah,
Baron
yeah,
Davis.
that was-
we were competing back then. But
that team, the Stack 5 team, that was
yeah. That was the Bobcats. We had Stack 5 and we had Gerald Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
And that team competed. And then the Al Jefferson team was about to compete. Al went down. You know what I mean? And when we say compete, I mean get swept by Cleveland.
Yeah.
But we were
That's competing.
but we were competing.
Yeah, that was competing. I ain't gonna lie.
So
Yeah.
back to Melo real quick. We asked the chat if the Nuggets should retire Melo's number 15. 73% of the chat says the Nuggets should retire, but there's also number 15.
No, we know who the other number 15.
So just
You can't
retire
take it
now.
off of him.
Yeah.
You gotta wait till he finishes his career.
So do it at least now while he's still playing.
Do it together.
Or should he do the Kobe? And
I'm gonna do exactly what I was gonna do when Russ went to Wizards and he won a 0.
What Joker said?
Yeah.
Publicly be like, yeah, of course he can have that jersey. Yeah, it is. Behind the scenes, don't you let that motherfucker go and score a triple-double in my goddamn jersey. You gotta retire that shit. Is you crazy? Who the fuck you think I am? Click, click. That's what Jokic's like, oh yeah, Melo, good player, yeah. Behind the scenes, if you ever put
Call
me on the
me with-
spot like this again, huh? don't you ever call me and got no goddamn Carmelo Anthony when I done won 3 MVPs and a championship. Click, click.
But
They're gonna be like, yeah,
you the Kobe.
you gonna, huh?
Had 2 jerseys. Like, change his number now. But you can have 2 jerseys compared to Melo 1. Then you.
Man, but he
I
Yeah,
guess.
that's what I'm saying.
he won 3 MVPs.
He should change it to 51.
He's gonna win
Bring
more
pride to
MVPs.
that number.
They
Yeah.
just gonna give him more MVPs. He's gonna average a triple-double next year. Get another MVP. So
Because when I seen Russ go in there, all I thought about was my number. Like, oh, he about to average a triple-double in my number. Oh, they gonna forget about me.
How much would it have hurt
And
you?
I wrote, yeah, that'd be a great thing. Sashia, you better not ever let this
it's
happen.
only,
Yeah.
it's only, it's
What
only
number did he
three.
won? 2? What number
He
did
won 4.
He won 4. Yeah. I didn't even think about why he didn't wear 0 until you just said that.
No, but he was like, yeah, dog, Gilbert.
How much would that have hurt you to see Wizards jerseys with the 0 on it and Westbrook in the back? Think it's your jersey.
Because he averaged a triple-double, so
understand.
it would have hurt my feelings.
It would have hurt your feelings.
So the guy who got it now, have fun, baby.
Yeah.
They would have
Bali. They told me there's a Bali wants to wear your
They
number.
haven't retired yet?
No. There's so you got the French kid who I had to look up his stats.
Bilal Coulibaly.
Oh yeah, we good.
Agent 0, man, you gotta
We
retire.
good. He can wear that.
They only got 1 jersey retired up there, so it'd be.
No,
What was it, West?
Nah, that Phil Chenier, they got 3, dog.
Man,
They got 3.
they got 3.
Unsailed gotta be up there.
Wes Unseld,
Yeah.
Phil Chenier,
That's it.
and Black Jesus, I think, is up there.
Who? See what I mean? They
gotta
It
put
was
you
the
up
Harlem
there, Gil.
Globetrotters.
In the legacy of that franchise, how many people have done what you've done in that jersey?
That's why I say
They gotta put you up
gotta
there.
put them up there.
And it's
they were-
injury. It's not like a fall off. It's injury.
I mean, Bilal doing his thing.
I would be surprised, but I wouldn't at the same time.
That's crazy.
So it's one of those things. Is like
How many
15
All
years.
Stars you make in that jersey?
3.
3 All Stars, right? And we talking about Melo getting his in the rafters in Denver, and what was that? 3 All Stars?
3 All Stars.
So what are we talking about? It's like we're changing the conversation.
It's the Wizards, man. So
And
he
it's the
should have
Wiz-
made it right after they should have retired after the first All Star. Who gets retired? The Wizard. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Hey, you really don't like them niggas,
Why
bro.
would you want your jersey in that? That's
You say don't. You can just keep it in, keep it in
man,
the
just
rotation.
keep it in. I don't wanna be a son.
How many people have a nickname attached to the number? You know what I mean?
There's a lot of
There's
shit attached to that.
history with that number
You know
in that
why?
arena. Like, stop playing,
Ain't gonna
bro.
never, yeah.
Stop playing.
If you didn't pull it out on the gym, like they would have it up there, but the dumb motherfucker want to be done.
Yeah.
So let's
Oh,
talk.
I'm sorry, I hurt your feelings.
Good thing.
Yeah.
That's new and
I
improved
see it
Swaggy.
because I've been eating raw food.
Eating that raw vegan.
Hey,
take
man, it's
that
good
back,
to
man.
see that
It was
apology.
me. It was
the
me
growth,
that did
man.
that.
The growth. I see it, Nick.
So one more thing to talk about before we get to mostly fans. Rockets blew out the Jazz by 38 points at home last night, but one of their key pieces might be facing some discipline from the league pretty soon. Let's take a look at the video. So in the first quarter, Dillon Brooks was posting up Colin Sexton when he extended his leg and appeared to kick Sexton in the groin. Sexton fell to the ground in pain.
I'm trying to fuck him up.
Let's take a look. Boom. Oh, yeah, they definitely, he keyed in on it. He keyed in on it.
I don't know.
Oh,
No, I don't think he aimed at the nuts, but he aimed the kick. He kicked it. He definitely kicked it. Yeah.
Okay, well,
where you kick him at?
He tried to kick
Watch
the
it one
ball
more time.
and wrong one. That's all.
That's the.
Oh, he got
He kicked the
didn't
ball.
kick him in the
He
nuts.
didn't kick him in the
He
nuts.
kicked two.
Oh, now I'm mad at Sexton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sold it.
He sold it. I'm not a fan.
So it's the 16th technical of the season for Brooks, who triggered an automatic one-game suspension that the league officially announced today. On Sunday, Brooks picked up his 14th and 15th techs after getting ejected in a game against the Suns for some shenanigans after fouling KD and then getting into it with the ref. We know Dillon Brooks' history. We know his history of trying to poke bears. What's ended up happening in the aftermath of doing so. How worried should Rockets fans be about the antics of Dillon Brooks, especially this team 2 in the West right now, getting ready to make the playoffs for the first time in a few years?
People idolize Draymond. Nigga was like, I want to be like mine. Kicking niggas, he just out there kicking niggas, man. Shit.
I think seriously, if you're a Rockets fan, this shouldn't bother you at all. You knew this is what he was bringing to your team, and now y'all second in the West. You think you second in the West without Dillon Brooks? You think you second in the West without this guy bringing that kind of grit to this team? It was a bunch of young guys. It was a bunch of young guys who ain't really accomplished nothing, ain't did nothing, and he's gonna pick up the hardest defensive assignment every single night. So if that comes with kicking niggas in the stomach, sometimes you gotta kick niggas in the stomach, nigga. That's just what it is. What are you talking about?
This is what y'all signed up for.
This is what you signed up for. You gave, didn't they give him like
when he was grinding
like
it,
that?
he was in the grind on
Yeah.
Is it? Like I don't
He wasn't this guy in Memphis? What are you talking about?
Like I don't consider him like when you think of him, you think of the antics, but he's not dirty.
No.
Like like, these are like one-offs.
Yeah.
Like, they're not. This is not like
Yeah,
Bruce Bowen was way dirtier than him.
Right.
Hey, from a fan perspective, that
Paul.
shit is enjoyable to watch. I'm gonna
Like,
keep it. If Dillon Brooks is playing, that game is gonna be entertaining.
Like even somebody like Isaiah Stewart, he's not a dirty player. It's just once he gets mad, then you got to watch out.
Yeah.
But for the most part, those type of players, they just play basketball and try to do the best of their ability.
Aggressive is probably the best way to describe it.
Nah, that's not aggressive. You see him doing this?
Dennis Rodman.
And when he was guarding Bron,
Yeah.
this week, yo.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, Dillon Brooks is a guy I would always want on my team. So maybe that's why I give him the pass. And I don't feel like he's dirty.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, he don't hit play. You don't know him the flagrant foul and stuff.
He's just funny.
Like it's just like if you're tangled up with him, he's gonna hold his ground and do all that stuff. But he's not gonna clip you. He ain't gonna do all that.
I'm a
Like the KD thing on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a huge Chris Paul guy. Way dirtier than Dillon Brooks.
Yeah, for facts.
Way dirtier. And he don't have the reputation that Dillon Brooks has.
True.
And there's a lot of niggas who will tell you he purposely hit me in the nuts. Like over the years. Yeah. And even then, it doesn't change my opinion of Chris Paul. So this doesn't change my opinion of Dillon Brooks. Everybody needs one of those guys. You know?
You can't put them two in the same category.
No.
Out loud with it.
I know, but that's what I said. But Dillon Brooks he's out loud, but don't do the things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Chris Paul is more respected.
Yeah, and he is just outright dropping people.
The world. But
No, that's what. Yeah, that's what I said. Like,
yeah, you weren't here yet. They,
like even like the Isaiah, he got the 2 games. Yeah, he got the 2 games. He didn't even start the fight.
Yeah.
Because of the name and the aggression. So when people hear your name, they think, oh shit, he didn't even start the fight. It's like, these 3 people started this fight and I get the most games. That's some bullshit.
I'm gonna tell you the crazy part. If you say that there was a fight that happened, you was like, this person was in it, this person was in it, Isaiah Stewart was in it, you was like, oh, he started it.
Yeah.
That's where your brain goes.
Or he ended it.
Yeah.
Or he
Either
ended
way,
it.
yeah. So that's.
It definitely don't surprise you he was involved.
Yeah.
If it's Pistons got into a fight, all right, let me guess.
Yeah.
Like when people fight, you start looking for him, like, oh shit, where that?
That is messed up. You just say the franchise name, you do go, it was probably
Brooks.
Isaiah.
But you go Brooks too, though.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's what we're saying. These reputations precede them.
A great instigator, though. Obviously,
he's an instigator. Yeah.
But he had the situation with LeBron. I think caught a lot of heat for that. A lot of Grizzlies fans probably blamed him for the Lakers winning that series. But that shit was comical.
Yeah.
It's consistent, and we can see. I think your point was he kind of toned it down a little bit there. Where just keep it going. If that's who you are, then be who you are. Don't switch up.
Well, so, I mean, to be honest, nobody knew who he was before, like just worldwide, before he started poking LeBron.
Yeah.
Then you start looking at him and be like, oh, he's functional.
Yeah.
Like he's a functional basketball player. He's actually an attribute to a team.
Yeah.
He just is not out there just being dumb. Like, you know, like I think he's averaging the most points this year. Like he's really actually balling.
Yeah, he's doing very well.
Yeah, no, that man can
He's
shoot.
worth his. That's what he's worth his money.
That man can shoot, and he played.
Whoa, come on, man.
No.
Damn,
He can.
man.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem. You two niggas can really shoot.
No,
so
bro.
that's where y'all go with that. But Dillon Brooks is a feasible 3-point option.
Yeah,
you
now,
can't just leave him.
Shooting
all
39%
day.
from the field this season.
No, I mean, but
What is he shooting from 3?
39% is what I'm saying.
Yeah, 39. He
43% from the field.
Thank you. See that?
but I watched him in warm-ups. He had on booty shorts, and he was out there shooting threes, and he went like 0 for 17. I'm like, how do you do that in warm-up? Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like I'm just.
But he's
Boots
almost
and booty
40%.
shorts.
He had on some, you know.
He's almost 40% in the game.
Yeah, no, but it was just. I was just looking at him, just like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But
I was more concerned about like, you know, you got booty shorts and boots on, you know,
That's it.
in public.
yeah, career high 39% this year. But he brought.
looking at his booty cheek.
I wasn't looking at the boot. I'm just. I just. Like I thought it was the Sparks. I thought it was the Sparks about to play.
Oh, my
God,
God.
man, this is crazy. This is the outfit you coming up with, man.
But Dillon Brooks brought a level of toughness to those Grizzly squads. Also, I think highest he averaged like 18 points per game when he was in Memphis, averaging 14 points this season. But let's just talk about the identity and culture shift going on in Houston right now. So Rockets changed their identity since Ime Udoka became head coach 2023, along with Dillon Brooks joining the squad that same season. So they ran a graphic during the Suns game with what the Rockets are doing since the 23-24 season. Lead the league in disqualifications, ejections, player techs, and head coaching techs since 2023.
Now show what their overall record was before 2023.
But that's so. This
No. When did? Okay,
So
this
this
last year.
is, so since last season when Ime Udoka coming over, Dillon Brooks coming over. So Rockets have won 13 of their last 15 games, 50-27 this season, second in the West, 3-game lead over the Lakers and Nuggets. Gonna make their first playoff appearance since 2020. Have a solid young core, Jalen Green and Şengün. 11th rated offense in the league, 4th rated defense. So we talk all the time about if they're for real or Fugazi being in this 2 spot.
Man, this is crazy. Because if you would have just said, you would have put this all on Detroit.
If you'd have wouldn't have put a team to
If
it.
you wouldn't have put a team, you would have thought disqualifications, like that would have been, you would think Detroit, like this team, like,
Most coach techs, most player techs.
like who the fuck is getting, like think about who
Yeah.
the fuck is getting texts over there? Everybody seems quiet.
we seen Ime get into it.
I'm besides him.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, but when I'm talking about players, for the most part, besides Brooks, who the fuck else is getting?
But think about it. Who gets texts nowadays like that? You don't see a lot of that type of stuff in this era of basketball. Besides, Brooks and
They got 99 in 2 seasons.
No, 9 and damn.
Dillon Brooks got 16 this year.
Yeah.
This year,
This year alone.
They need that though.
they do.
Need that.
I mean,
man.
the coach got. I know the coach got.
23 in the
23,
last 2
maybe
years.
more.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, man. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like that team isn't there without a Dillon Brooks because they don't have another guy. They're not gritty enough without him.
I think Dillon Brooks, 32 of those texts, which are now, I believe, at 100, maybe a little bit more. That graphic was ran Sunday. He got another tech, picked up his 16th one. I'm just saying, nearly a third of the texts they've gotten the last 2 years.
That show.
I'm trying to. I got it now. I got to really pay attention. What is this text for? It like.
Him, he just
He got
talks.
2 for.
He talks too much. He probably says something that he shouldn't, that they feel like he shouldn't say, but he's not like throwing players to the floor. He's not, kicking niggas all the time.
Was he kicked out after that, or just?
Not tech. They just gave him a tech.
Cause what's the name?
But he gets a 1-game suspension trigger because I was at 16.
Like like Ron Artest, right? I asked the ref about Ron Artest, and it was like I've never given Ron Artest a technical for saying anything. He doesn't talk.
Yeah.
He just fucks people up.
Yeah.
Right? He just fucks people up. He don't say nothing, right? So he gonna raise his hand, do all that. So
Yeah.
aggression comes in different ways, I guess.
Yeah, like Sheed used to get them all the time.
His were funny, though.
Yeah. But it was a lot of talking that had to do with it, you know.
Talking and looking.
Just staring.
Yeah. So,
Whop! One of my favorite texts in history, but in all sincerity, I think a lot of people don't respect this Rocket squad going into the playoffs.
I don't.
I respect Sengun, and then they lose, Amen, and then they lose me after that. I don't trust nobody else. I trust Dillon Brooks, but I trust Dillon Brooks to be Dillon Brooks. You know, poke the bear and then give up the game-winning shot.
Yeah.
It's my guy, though.
Yeah, I
just don't trust
just age right now. I just don't trust it.
So for this season, but
No.
when you look at the future of this Rocket squad, though,
they're gonna before they make any changes, they need to really look at their roster and look at what pieces actually matter to the growth. Because you can change one piece that you do not think is important, and that fucks up everything. That one piece that holds the bridge together. We don't need this screw. And that's the screw that you actually needed to make it all function.
Yeah.
So, you know, there has to be, when they go into free agency or just the summer, they need to really look at their team because they have a whole bunch of good pieces. And you pull the wrong ones trying to get somebody else in, that shit's gonna crumble.
They have a lot of players,
Yes.
though.
I know.
They have like 11 guys.
Yes.
That's a lot of guys. That's a lot of guys. And you could use that, and they still got, you know, some draft pick value.
I think they got to figure out who's they person down the line, like that's going to hit the game, who they going to put the ball in their hand to make a game-winning shot.
They don't need
over.
They don't.
Because
You
you
need
need
that, but-
somebody like, oh, he's hot tonight, give it to him. That's
Yeah, that's what I said.
I think they can do it by committee the way the Spurs did it sometimes in the past. You know what I mean? You have enough guys you trust, and you trust the system. You trust these guys to. Now, I see why you're making the face, Nick, because a lot of teams don't have that, but a lot of teams aren't 11 deep. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like
out of them 11, who they gonna give it to?
No, it don't matter. It ain't about who's gonna give it to, because right now you do have a bunch of pieces that all do the same thing. Right, you know, Jalen Green is turning into, you know, one of those really good go-to guys, but he still need to clean up, you know, some of his game. Sengun is still trying to figure out how to be the Jokic type. Right, so just with them two alone, then you got Amen. This man's ceiling is crazy. You know, because him, Dillon Brooks, like you trying to figure out, like,
Defender.
do I put Amen at the point and just say fuck it?
Yeah.
Right, just, you know, come downhill. If not, you know, be a smarter Westbrook. Because he's not gonna be chucking a whole bunch of threes. Like he's gonna play to his strength, and that's at my point. Or do I put him in at the three? Like there's some real value in trying to figure out what this lineup is. But I do know.
But you gotta figure that out.
Amen.
Jalen
Green and Sengun are. You three motherfuckers just sit somewhere and then let me figure out who's gonna help you guys.
But that's what I'm saying. When I said I trust Sengun and Amen and Dillon Brooks, the reason I didn't name Green is because he's not consistent yet. He got to clean up some stuff, but he is a bona fide.
Yeah.
He's bona fide.
He's the one who's gonna put the people in the seats.
Yeah.
Keep them there.
only 23 years old.
That's what I said. It's a young team, man. They still got.
Green
They still
gotta
got
get the
3
in between.
Now there's like 3 more years, man.
He shoot the 3-yard dunk. He gotta get the in between.
So before we get to Mostly fans, Ryan, I got a question for you. Gotta know, can you explain to the people why Kevin Durant doesn't like you?
Oh, because I'm honest and he don't like stats. But the reason I think Kevin was just unfamiliar with me. You know what I mean? I think
I got into it.
he didn't really. Yeah. Kevin Durant.
I remember that.
Yeah. You know, millions upon millions of views. Thank you, Kevin. It was an easy target. See, the thing is, I ain't never really liked the nigga anyway, if we being honest.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about as a sports fan. I don't know the dude personally. I don't care.
I was gonna say he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
That's what I'm saying. When I say never liked, I never liked the move to Golden State.
Okay. Explain yourself before.
So I never
packed out on this.
Because it's a competitive spirit thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's man, you can't beat me in Uno, and then I want to team up with you. In the way you lose, like you come down, you lose you're up 3-1,
Up 3-1.
and then you lose that way. It's supposed to trigger something competitive in you to where you like, I got to get my face back, and he ain't want it back. He joined the other team. Even if you feel like if I lose to somebody where I had a major lead, I feel like I beat myself. I wouldn't even, I would feel the need to show you that, and he didn't have it. And what is that? Like, I can't wrap my mind around it. And it ain't for me to understand. I ain't never been in that man's shoes. I'm just saying from my perspective, I never could understand that.
So what if you're living in Oklahoma City and you get the opportunity to move to the Bay Area?
You rich enough to do that anyway.
But what if I'm on vacation, minding my goddamn business, and 3 motherfuckers who just lost to LeBron James call me up and fly all the way to see me, to beg me to join them, and sweet talk me into, we can win the championship. Like how is he getting the bad igma when they went to him?
Oh, I thought that was weak on their behalf.
The recruit, you recruit me. You showing me the nice titties and ass. I was happy where I was.
But this is what I say. If they do that, I'll be like, nah. It's a shame y'all feel like y'all can't beat LeBron without me. I'm going to show y'all how to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it. As a competitor, I'll show you how to do it. I owe him one anyway because he got me in Miami. So I owe him one anyway.
Give it one more try.
Where is the competitive nature, bro?
I give it one more shot. I give it one more shot.
It ain't like you going to war.
Try, once I sign that deal, bitch, I'm stuck here for 5 more years.
Yeah, it ain't like you going to war.
At the time, you could have been doing like the 2 years. Yeah, that's why he was doing the 2-year deals, right?
Hey man, listen, I hear y'all. Listen,
He's not going to war with scrubs. He got Russ, Ibaka, Adams. It's not like you going to war with some scrubs, and you shown that you can compete against these guys, bro. It felt like the easy way out, bro. And I'm cool with that. Get it however you get it. He still got the finals MVPs. He got the rings. He got his MVP at OKC. He's going to be first ballot. He's a top 15 player all time, depending on how you feel about him. You know, at the end of the day, he's all of these things, but you know what he'll never be able to do is take that stigma off of him for what he did. It was a non-competitive move.
But that's you can do that with everyone.
No. Is it? Can you?
Yeah, you can. You can.
Nah, if you knock me out the playoffs after I'm up 3-1, bro, where is the sense of pride? That's what I like.
Where's the sense of pride if you coming after me?
No. I'm saying but they already got a ring. That's what I'm saying. And it don't matter to them.
You whoop me, he beat your ass, and now you call me for help. Who's the weak one here?
I whooped your ass.
I'm on vacation.
You should be looking at me like, why you been here, nigga?
Boom.
Fuck
there you go,
doing, nigga. You just beat me up, and you show up at my doorstep and say, I'm sorry, man. Yeah. You beat the shit out of me.
Yeah,
I had you down.
You want to help us jump somebody?
So that's what I'm saying. Think about it. The person who just you're 73 and whatever, you're coming to me. And you getting credit for yours. That's crazy. You're the one begging, not me. You just whooped him. You beat me. You just whooped his ass, and he's begging.
But I had a bad shooting performance to put y'all away. I need to show you what it is. You know what I mean? It ain't just that they lost to them. If KD plays better, they beat that Golden State team. You don't have nothing in you that makes you for me, you can't beat me in 2K and then I not want to run it back, bro. Where is the competitive spirit?
But that's what I'm saying. You took an L. You can't say, this is the best team in the NBA by record-wise.
Yeah.
Y'all had them up 3-1.
Y'all begging me, though.
Yeah.
This ain't me
say that
coming
to
to
them.
y'all. This I can say if he called and say, hey, man, y'all got a lot of money over there. You know what I mean? I want to join y'all.
So you
y'all
saying-
lost to LeBron James with the best record in the NBA.
Yep.
And then you come knocking on my door.
So he can't.
And you know how I
And
answer
let's go
that call?
and let's go get the second best. Think about what I'm saying. Let's go get the second best player in the NBA to join a team that we already won 73. But they look at y'all like y'all motherfucking gods, and I'm the one who takes the back seat.
I don't. I
I'm
give
not
them
saying
credit.
I do. I'm saying you.
Katie, there's 3 Hall of Famers now because of they begged the right motherfucker.
But this is the thing.
They begged the right person.
They got one after. They got one
Cool.
after.
But
they got one before.
Because the NBA
and they
shifted,
got
but
one
the NBA
after.
shifted because of that.
I understand. All
We don't
that.
know what if he don't go there. We don't know what happens when LeBron beats their ass a
He
couple
don't
more
go there. I
times.
don't
They
be
start
champion.
they start breaking that team up.
He don't go there. I don't win to be a champion. But I'm just saying. You said
You got a ring because of that
they
motherfucker.
Said they came
Like that-
begging.
he got a ring because
you
of
said they
Kevin Durant.
came begging, right?
Begging.
But you can't say
Perfect flight.
No. You don't gotta say no. You can't say no. You gotta accept it.
you
Like,
sold
all right,
me.
man. I'm sorry, man. It's
You
okay,
sold
I
me on a
joined
good
you.
ass.
So this doesn't.
You sold me.
So this don't mean anything to you, Gil.
Never heard players recruit.
A man who has a ring because of this decision is still telling you, the decision is kind of whack.
But it is Swaggy though, so
But that-
he'll tell you that
Nah.
today. He might change his opinion tomorrow.
Nah,
That's
man,
it.
at the end of the day,
No.
Gil, you a competitor,
No, I like
bro.
what he did.
know, but what I'm
not
saying is-
saying it. I like what he
But
did.
think about it. You're in a space where you're a free agent, right? He's a free agent. He done got the scoring title a couple of times. He done got an MVP. He got
There's
the
nothing
all.
wrong
And
with
he's already first ballot Hall of Famer at 28, right? And then Curry, Clay, and Draymond as a group, the Temptations, fly all the way on while I'm on vacation. Where you at, dog? I'm on vacation.
know they
Here
not
we
winning
come.
without him.
Right? So
Yeah.
you're saying the best team in the NBA who just beat me is calling for help. That come on, dog. Yeah, how are y'all not?
But-
But you don't knock them for calling for help. You
I
knock
do.
me for joining.
I do
Nah,
knock
you
them.
do.
Nobody knocks them for that. Nobody sits there and puts this stigma on their name. No one.
Well, because you want to know why? You want to know
Because
why?
they won after, right?
Because the conversation is never Steph asked. The conversation is always Draymond called crying.
Who was on the plane with him?
But this is what I'm saying. But this
No,
is what
we
I'm
know
saying.
that. We know
But this is what I'm saying.
Who told you?
If the conversation was always Steph asked me to come, that changes the entire conversation. Because then people look at Steph crazy. Steph gets credit for stepping to the side and allowing this guy to come in on his team. That's the way they draw the narrative for Steph. But if Steph was the one who made the call, after Steph had no finals MVPs, just lost, you know what I mean? That stigma would have been on Steph too.
But that's what I said. It's a narrative because
I get it.
Because Draymond called.
But that's what I'm saying.
tells Draymond to do shit?
Listen, I get you.
You see what I'm
But
saying?
I'm just
the whole
answering the question.
situation is kind
I'm just answering the question.
It's kind of.
But and I don't
But
like.
I don't
just
like-
He came there. He won the championship.
Yeah,
he
that's
got
what I'm saying.
two
He
Finals MVP. You got you
For
got your
sure.
third for it. So if I'm going to give you credit for your 3 and your 4, you got your fourth after, but I'm giving you credit for 3. Y'all are sitting here doing 4 rings. 4 of those rings come from a dude that came to y'all team. So how do y'all get credit for 4, but he's discredit for his 2? I don't like that.
Oh, that's,
I gotta give you a credit for everybody gets the same credit.
That's what I told you. I do first, front, and back. Those 2 in the middle, I don't even.
But see, you take those 2 away, they're not gonna say he's the top. They're not gonna say, "Oh, hey, Curry, you a top 10 player."
See, me and you ain't. That's what I'm saying. You make a lot of sense, and I don't argue with what you're saying. Me, I take it off the board. I'm sorry. It's just for me. It's not a.
What, the rings okay?
The rings, listen, man, you get
see
to
what
keep
KD
yours.
was doing?
But you get to keep yours. But what I'm saying, I take it off the table.
You can't hate on KD now. I'm talking about the situation
All right,
that I
so
would have liked to see.
Once again, here comes the hate on KD.
You is hating.
When we talked about
You was a hater.
When we talked about
Hater
Melo
of the year
getting in,
award.
who I said was the second best bucket getter of all time?
KD?
So I got him in front of everybody who's ever played the game except Michael Jordan.
Compliment.
It's not a backhand compliment.
Hey man,
Hey
man,
no. He does exactly what I do.
Hard, but I would have got the green color.
You can
what the fuck is that?
You can put your hate aside and put him in his respect.
Right.
No.
I respect that better.
I just did that. Hey man, them shoes was cold, but I like the gray one. I would have got the gray ones.
See, but I don't say I would have got the gray
those
ones.
though.
I would have told you why the gray ones. It ain't just taste.
Yeah.
The reason it ain't just taste. At the end of the day, I'm telling you, Kevin Durant no-showed down the back stretch of that too.
You can't say that.
Well, go look at the game.
Look it up.
Go look at the games. Go look at the numbers. I put it in the video. I put it in the video. That's the thing. That's why
Right,
I don't argue with feelings. I don't come to arguments with feelings. Numbers is what I care about. Actually watching it is what I care about.
So you don't like him because he no-showed, then left?
No, not like him. I don't like his.
No, I'm talking about his game.
Yeah. His game ain't no flaws in his game to me.
So
he's the second best bucket getter in the history of the game.
So you
I don't like the whining. I don't like the thin skin. I don't like the lack of competitiveness whenever he went and joined the team that he should have wanted to run it back against. If Kobe, you wouldn't look at Kobe different.
You can't put everybody.
Wait a second. Wait, I'm just asking you a question. Why you got to stop me before I ask the question?
Because I know where it's going.
If Kobe, when he lost to the Celtics, he was like, trade me for Ray Allen. And then the next year, he won two.
No, that's like they're going begging him. Now, you got to throw the beg in. They begged him.
Okay, all right, how about this? How about after he lost to the Phoenix Suns? And then the Suns end up losing to the Spurs, and they like, man, we can't get past the Spurs. Kobe, come over here. And Kobe was like, do you expect Kobe to be like, sure, I'll join you guys? Or he'd be like, I owe you one. He
gonna say, hell no, I'm in the Laker uniform.
I live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Dwight, you better come over here.
Yeah. So
Steve Nash, you better come over here.
But that's what I'm saying. If you felt like you needed more help to win, you go to your office and you go, hey, me and Russ need somebody else.
See that?
Because it ain't working.
But he could have not got along with somebody.
No. Did he show up when he played for Golden State? Those are some of his best defensive years. When I think he was the best all around. KD was while he was there. He was better there and it's not because of the cast that was around him. He was truly in his prime. But that injury kept us from seeing. Like, I think he gets a ring with the Nets if it wasn't for the injury and the dysfunction that was going on down there. If Kyrie is able to play, James Harden don't get hurt, he ain't hurt, they walk away with a ring. When he gave Giannis almost a 49-point triple-double when the season was on the line, that told you everything you need to know about KD, which bothers me even more that he didn't go and get his face back. If you that guy, why are you doing that, bro? You can get it done yourself.
So you don't like him because he didn't get his face back?
But you got to look at it. Like, you got to look at also the totality of it all, right? When they went to the championship and lost to Bron, they didn't get better. They got worse in the sense of we lost this player, we mismanaged because the city can't afford to build a championship like that. So that takes a factor in too. So when you
giving James Harden $4 million, letting him walk for $4 million.
Yeah, when you're sitting there as a free agent and you looking at, all right, if I sign this contract with them, what's the chance of me winning a championship? I have a chance right now.
Him and Russ.
Bird in my hand. This is Dallas Mavericks right here, right?
What?
You have a chance.
Him and Russ are good enough.
They wasn't.
Yeah.
They were good enough.
It wasn't.
That's why they were up
good enough
3-1.
to win no championship.
Yes, it was. Why not?
No, wait a second.
Because if they would have played with Kyrie and LeBron, that's a good head up.
No, listen.
Just Kyrie and LeBron, so there was no Kevin Love there.
So I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to ask you this. Because you say automatically like Kevin Love and Kyrie are there, but in that first one against the Golden State Warriors, they got hurt.
Yeah, they got hurt.
So my thing is, you don't know nothing. Like, listen, KD gets more rings than that. If him and Klay Thompson don't go down, if Klay stay on the team, he could have got hurt. He still would have got his third ring if Klay Thompson don't go down.
But healthy, Cavs versus OKC, that's not even there.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you don't know.
And that's
what
the
I'm
problem.
saying.
I don't know, but I'm a free agent right now, and this is my chance to get a ring. Because I don't know what's going to happen to my legacy. Now let's think about it.
It was earned, but it doesn't feel earned.
That's what it said. Let's take away the 2 championships. Let's take away the 2 championships. He don't make that move. And his legacy is the same way. He wouldn't have what he has. He wouldn't have 2 championships or 2 finals MVPs. His legacy is very different.
And not to me. I don't even add that shit to his legacy.
I usually don't add. I usually don't add the championships because that's a team sport anyway.
Yeah.
Team war, so.
I don't add it.
You're not a winner, that's why.
I don't, because
got a champion.
Tony Parker is a finals MVP. Andre Iguodala is a finals MVP.
And they're winners.
Yeah, and they winners, but I don't put Andre Iguodala's, finals MVP in the same breath that I put Steph Curry's in when he really putting the team on his back to get, the Celtics out of here.
Did he really put that whole team on his back? Because it could have went to Wiggins too.
Now, I agree with that.
But you just can't say that. You can't. So why are we shutting down the people that help other people?
Man, stop batting for these
No, nigga, you just said
side niggas, man.
That's why you never made it out the first round. That's why your ass is still here. Because you motherfuckers don't win.
He made it out the first round.
You need to have winners.
Wait, hold on, Nick. I'm just gonna be sorry because
he made it out the first round.
No, nigga, I don't.
No,
what did you do when you was on?
What the fuck did you do in the playoffs?
You can't live in the Wizards. Everywhere you went was when you left. You was a nigga.
What did you do? What did you do? You went to the playoffs.
Let's look at what you did.
You started 2 games in the playoffs.
Okay,
you making a bet because you went to the Golden State Warriors.
Yes,
that has nothing to do with you.
You can't keep saying championship don't matter. I don't because it's a team thing. You can't.
It's a team thing though.
You can't.
You won a championship because of the team.
Okay,
not because of your ability.
When you was a corner, nigga, you didn't even get to the fuck out the first round. Never.
When I was a corner dude.
You couldn't take it. You gotta fall in line.
When I was a corner,
winners fall in line.
It
ain't about just motherfucking your stats. When you trying to win something as a team, you fall in line. Everybody got to learn to fall in line.
When I was a corner dude, I wasn't important enough to do anything. So if we won a championship and I'm on a bench playing 2 minutes, it has nothing to do with me, brother. I didn't have to change no behavior to sit there for 2 minutes and do this shit. Give me one. So when you're talking about a corner dude that has an importance to a team, you're trying to say that Allen Iverson's duty of trying to carry his team to a championship and fall short because he didn't have enough on his team
the right people.
to have the right people.
You gotta have some.
But you get more credit for sitting on the bench for 2 minutes because y'all.
No, I didn't sit up. Yeah. You know. So are you watching the games?
So
you see when people get hurt, when Iguodala got hurt, who else they went to? It's the next man up. When I played against the Rockets,
when Iguodala
he got hurt when we played the Rockets and we took him to Game 7. You don't know this shit like that because you all.
When another side nigga get hurt, another side nigga come in. Did Steph Curry get hurt? Did Klay Thompson get hurt?
So
we see what happened. How about where was those same niggas at when Steph Curry and Klay wasn't, or not, when Klay and KD wasn't playing? Where was those side niggas against Toronto?
Yeah,
I got a question.
I'm asking you a question.
It's a structure. It's a line.
There's a structure. 2 went out.
So this couch wouldn't be where the fuck we at. Just if you were just sitting here by yourself, where would this fucking couch be? So you don't need Josiah. You don't need me. You don't need goddamn McCants. You don't need BJ. You sound dumb.
So when
you're not here,
where was those side niggas?
You gotta carry the show when you're not here.
Where was the side?
Crazy.
I'm asking you a question.
You sound crazy.
Nick saying they didn't carry the show.
KD and Klay is gone. Where was these side niggas then? If they are so important to the heavy lifting.
Okay, so if it's just carry,
I'm asking you. I'm just
asking. Steph and Klay and nobody else playing. Where are they at?
I'm asking the question.
You
remove a main piece. Who steps up? You're telling me remove Iguodala, put you in. He averages 5. You averages 5.
Where they at?
I'm gonna just ask this question, Nick. I want both of y'all to answer. Do you see more value in Jason Tatum's ring or Allen Iverson's Herculean effort to get his team there and take one game off the Lakers, which no one else was able to do?
I'm going with Jason Tatum.
So you'll take Jason Tatum's ring?
Hell yeah.
All right. I think Allen Iverson.
That's not the one.
There's no other feeling. If you ain't never felt the feeling, you will understand.
Hold on, let me.
That was
NBA champion of the world.
That was hilarious.
You wouldn't understand.
He said you wouldn't
No,
understand if you
you,
ain't never
you named the wrong person. You got a name. He values Drew Peterson.
Yep.
Well,
Green.
nah,
you don't know who that is.
The
He
reason,
was a
but the
rookie
reason
last
why I named a
Yeah,
star
right.
player is because Jason Tatum got a ring because he was a big part of a great team, but that's a great team. Allen Iverson's ability to even get that team there. But that's why
That's why he getting pushed down.
That's why I hate that. I hate that because that's where the ring chasing idea comes from. Where it's just when you put it is a team sport. It's a team sport, exactly. Yeah. And I think whenever we're judging how great an individual is, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Winning, push you in front of.
Nah, not for me.
Okay.
Not for me.
So what's the Jordan argument?
But what's the Jordan argument?
6 rings, right?
Yeah. Bill Russell got 11. So is Bill ahead of him?
6 rings.
What has 11, dog?
6 rings.
6 ain't more than 11.
6 rings.
6 ain't more than 11. And he was the best player on his team for his 11 rings.
6 rings.
11.
6 rings.
So
I was Kobe fighting so
I
hard to get
believe
that
your
stick.
ability, because we had the conversation. We had the conversation earlier about Kobe Bryant pulling that Lakers team up the way that he did, and Steve Nash got the MVP.
Kobe's main thing was trying to win a championship.
But we're having a conversation very simply about that year that Kobe drugged those guys to the playoffs.
It looked good.
It looked good. You didn't see that as more valuable
than when he won in Boston?
Boston? No, more valuable than when Steve Nash just won more because he was on a better team.
He didn't even win more. He lost more compared to what he did last year.
I'm talking about championships. I'm not talking about winning more. I'm talking about if he would have carried the team to a championship, that's different. I don't care. If you don't get it done, that's different.
So you really look at you really look at Rip Hamilton as being better than Kobe because Kobe could never beat Rip Hamilton in a championship.
No, you're gonna change.
I'm not saying
change your criteria.
They both a champion. Look, I understand. Nobody.
So Rip Hamilton is better than.
Never felt this.
Rip Hamilton is better than James Harden.
If you don't feel the feeling, you wouldn't understand. I get it. You gotta feel it.
Chauncey Billups better than James Harden.
Who?
Chauncey Billups better than James Harden.
What? I'm talking about.
He took his team. He a Hall of Famer too. He Hall of Famer.
Right,
he won a championship. He got a Finals MVP. Is Chauncey Billups not that guy?
Let's move it around.
Is he better than?
Let's start saying is fucking Wilt Chamberlain better than Ron Harper or some shit. Let's just start moving this shit around. Let's start moving.
Wait a second. I named a Hall of Famer.
Let's move. Are we talking about stars, superstars, and role play? That shit don't make sense. Y'all talking
Chauncey Billups is a Hall of Famer.
All right.
And he won a championship and was
Chauncey
Finals
Billups
MVP.
or Carmelo Anthony. Let's just start saying crazy shit. Let's just
But it was you putting the value in the
You was putting the value on the championship on
I'm
a role
trying to
player
find out.
who plays 2 minutes versus a star who has to carry his team. That was the real argument. That you're putting a value on someone who plays like, he's valuable to the team.
Value on winning. If you a star player and you got rings behind you, yes, that push your ass in front of everybody, yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Now keep going.
Winning, nigga, it's winning.
We said star players, yes. Your star
That's what the...
This argument was about a star player who didn't do it versus a role player.
A star player, okay.
But
the star player in question.
We was on KD and motherfucker.
I got you. I'm bringing it back. The star player in question joined a team with a 2-time MVP, unanimous MVP, and champion, and team that just broke the record for most wins in a season. Yet we're going to act like those championships have the same weight as another star who's pulling his team to a championship. I feel like that's not the same. I think Giannis' 1 championship is better than his 2.
Well, you know the bad part about it all? The narrative is going to always change depending on what you're talking about. If you put just a criteria out there and say, this is the criteria on how we're going to rank everyone would be mad. right? Because if you say championships are that important, where would Michael Jordan actually be if that was the criteria, right? Because there's going to be a lot of people in front of him. There's going to be a lot of people when it comes to championships because you can't use Finals MVP because it wasn't created for some of those guys. Then you so you have to start manipulating the argument for people to move in because when he became the GOAT, it wasn't off of championship. It was off of just who.
No, they were calling him the GOAT before the championship.
Okay, man. Winning don't matter, kids.
Nick,
winning.
No one's changing.
Just shoot. You know what? Just shoot the ball as much as you want. Winning don't matter.
That's how he got it.
Swaggy, winning.
Wait, hold on. That's how he got it.
No, winning don't matter, y'all.
That's how he got it. That was the reason.
Tell the kids winning don't matter.
That's how he got it.
Stats matter more than winning.
That's how he got it.
I know.
Hey,
like what the fuck you talking? That's how he got it in '92.
Nick,
what was? Can you tell me his stats in '92? Let's have a real conversation.
Hey, man.
In 1992,
I don't talk to niggas that ain't
Wait a second.
man. My job is, if you ain't
Gil,
no rings, you
the
can't
nigga got swept and they called him Jesus.
That's cool, man.
What?
You don't know history. 92, he only had 2 championships.
I don't talk to people that ain't won.
He was called the GOAT. So there was no 6-0. It was just 2-0.
So Swaggy.
So what was they going off of? Stats.
So Swaggy.
Scoring titles.
You want to talk to winners? Winners. As a reminder to our fans, there is a LeBron free pick available to you for tonight's Lakers-Warriors game as a way to celebrate reaching 1 million subscribers earlier this week.
You know what? Fuck, get out.
Swaggy,
get out.
Swaggy, you also said Gil. You also said
get your ass. Yeah, I don't like a winner. I don't like winners.
Well, Gil,
you running around here with your winning spirit. You and your hat.
Gil, you were very close to becoming a winner as you were nominated for a Webby Award for top creator in the sports category. Support Gil by voting for him. The link in the chat. Voting is open until Thursday, April 17th. Ryan, we appreciate you pulling up Underrated on Patreon right now. Make sure everybody go out there and support. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate all y'all for 1 million subscribers on the Gil's Arena YouTube channel. We were celebrating all week. We're going to celebrate to the end of time, but this has been another episode.
Whoa, we got battle mode. Don't do that.
Battle mode when? Tomorrow? Right now? When y'all doing it?
You don't win in that.
We got it.
Fucking shame. I'm tired of you. It's just a losing.
This has been another episode of Gil's Arena presented by Underdog. Whoa, whoa! We will see y'all next week.